The Nissan Mets pregame show. I'm Pat McCarthy. A walk-off win for the Mets last night to take game one of this four-game series. It handed Atlanta its fifth consecutive loss and moved the Mets to just a half game behind the Braves for the top wild card spot. The two now have identical wins at 54. The Braves with 47 losses, the Mets with 48. It is truly a massive night here at Citi Field because Kodai Senga gets the ball coming back from the capsule strain and the tricep irritation, but he returns tonight for the final 2 full months of the season, and he goes up against the veteran left-hander, Charlie Morton. Well, we're all excited, fans are excited, and of course, Carlos Mendoza is excited as well as he has Kodai Senga back, and he sat down with Keith Ratt on the Manager's Show.
Exciting day today, Carlos, to have Kodai Senga, the Mets ace, back on the mound. He missed 102 games. Mets fans saw him last year. You didn't get to see him. I'm wondering, as you watch him today, how much do you rely on Jeremy Hefner as the pitching coach for just clues and keys with Senga's body language to see how he's doing tonight?
Yeah, a lot. I'm going to rely on Hef. I'm going to rely on Alvy, who caught him last year a lot too. And we want to talk to him a lot too. You know, we want him to be honest. Because again, you know, we've been waiting for this day for a long, long time. The whole organization, the team, and himself. And special day, obviously, but we just got to watch him closely and, you know, let him do his thing, but at the same time be very smart about it.
I don't want to take anything away from the starting rotation, but this team never really had a true ace outside of Kodai Senga, a number one guy like him. What kind of expectations do you have internally for him down the stretch? We always hear, well, we're picking up a pitcher at the trade deadline off the injured list in a different way. What kind of responsibility do you need him to carry for you?
No, I just want him to be himself. You know, I want him. We got to make sure that he stays healthy. When he's healthy, you know, the performance and the results will be there. I don't want him to try to do too much. I don't want him to, you know, think that, hey, I gotta be the leader of this. No, I want him to go out there, be yourself, give us what you got, compete, have fun, and that's it, you know, because he's too important for this team, and I just want him to go out there and have some fun.
Speaking of health, lost Dednell Nunez, which is a tough loss because he's been such a bright light for you. How severe is this injury for him?
Yeah, no, we got good news. Obviously, you hate to see a guy going on the IL, especially a pitcher with, you know, and we're talking about a guy that, you know, past, I don't know, month or so, he's throwing high leverage, and, you know, that's your go-to guy pretty much. But, you know, we got good news. Elbow's fine, ligament's fine. So this should be, you know, the 2 weeks, you know, 15, 18 days, that we could potentially have him back. So guys will step up, but, you know, positive news overall from Nunez.
I once asked Adam Ottavino, I said, what's your favorite statistic to look at for a pitcher? He said, health. When a guy's been around for a long time, him, Jake Diekman, these guys, and then you have Reed Garrett and Dednell Nunez that are trying to put themselves on the map, how much are they having to learn how to take care of their bodies while also trying to impress so they can stay here?
Yeah, that's the fine line, and that's the balance, you know. Obviously, I really appreciate what Adam Ottavino and Jake Diekman of the world continue to have these conversations with these young guys, because coming from the minor leagues, they have a different routine. You know, they so used to throwing a lot before the games. They know the days they're going to pitch. When they get to the big leagues, it's different, you know. You got to be on all the time, so you got to save the bullets. And these are some of the conversations that pitching coaches, obviously, but some of the older guys are having this with these kids because, you know, like you said, they're trying to survive. They're trying to impress people here, but they have to understand that not only they're in the big leagues, they're not throwing the fifth or sixth inning no more. They're throwing high leverage. They're facing the best hitters of the world from the other teams. So credit to them, because obviously they're putting themselves in a good position. But at the same time, we have to continue to educate those guys in how to take care of their bodies. So learning experience here for a lot of people, and good news that they're going to be back here pretty soon.
You already have a long lineup, but what's it like to have a happy Jeff?
Good, you know, and I guess that's what we're calling him, right? Happy Jeff. But look, a really good player. We knew it was hard for him the first couple of months, the first half. But, you know, 3 weeks, I would say now, well, the past month, bats are better. The way he's driving the ball, impacting the baseball, he's having fun. You could see the smile on his face. He's getting results, and we need that.
Thanks, Carlos.
Yeah, you got it.
That was Mets manager Carlos Mendoza along with Keith Ratt on tonight's Manager Show. Coming up on the Nissan Mets pregame show, we'll check out last night's electrifying play of the game. It was a memorable day for a couple of young prospects on this date in Mets history. And Mets pitching coach Jeremy Hefner is our guest on the leadoff spot. That's all coming up next when we return to Citi Field on the Nissan Mets pregame show. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. Back to Queens after the break on the WCBS Mets Radio Network.
Roofing contractors, GAF Timberline HDZ shingles at Riverhead Building Supply deliver the look your homeowners want and ease of installation for you. Timberline HDZ shingles feature the Strike Zone nailing area that helps you do your best work and save time. Your clients get America's #1 selling roof shingle brand, and you can move on to the next installation. Learn more at rbscorp.com.
Drive into summer with the rugged Honda Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot. Get outdoors and kick up some dust with Honda, the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 1.9% APR on a 2024 Ridgeline and a 2.9% APR on a 2024 Passport and 2025 Pilot.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details based on 2024 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book. Visit kbb.com for more information.
The Vision Zero initiative reminds you that speeding ruins lives. Drivers always look for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to 5 miles per hour.
All right, guys, who still doesn't have a home security system to protect your family? How would you like a free doorbell camera and professional installation? Sloman's wishes they could give one to everyone, but they only have enough for the first 40 fans. So, the first 40 Mets listeners to call 1-800-ALARM-ME, that's 1-800-ALARM-ME, will get a free Sloman's doorbell camera that connects directly to your phone with installation of your Sloman's Shield. Sloman's is going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're getting a digital keypad, motion detector, 10 contacts, backup battery, and a lifetime warranty. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 Mets listeners to call, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman's Shield. Keep your family safe. Call Sloman's now at 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME to take advantage of this limited time offer.
Hi, Mets fans. This is Jeff McNeil. Whether we're at Citi Field or on the road, your home for every pitch of New York Mets baseball is WCBS 880.
Nice and set. A look at second. 2 outs. 2-2 game in the 10th. The 1-0. McNeil swings, slides the ball in the air, right field line, long run over for Laureano, a sprint. He reaches up, he cannot make the catch, it falls. Jose Iglesias scores from second base, and the Mets in extra innings win the game 3-2 and pull to within a game of Atlanta for the top wild card spot. And this is just game 1 of 4 of 2 division rivals.
Well, if last night was any indication of what we are in for this weekend, it is sure to be a good one. And we sure did have a happy Jeff last night. Thanks to that Mets electrifying play of the game presented by Empower Solar. Supercharge your savings and electrify your life. This day in Mets history is brought to you by Flagstar Bank N.A. Flagstar, let's align the stars. Visit them at flagstar.com. On this date, July 26th in 1964, Al Jackson gave up a home run to one Hall of Famer, Hank Aaron, and hit one off another, Warren Spahn. The Mets lost the game, though, to the Braves 11-7. On this date in 2004, David...
Libera tu espíritu ganador. Apuestas deportivas y cientos de juegos de casino. Disfruta de pagos en minutos, una plataforma segura y atención personalizada en todo momento. Pronostica, diviértete y lleva tu pasión al siguiente nivel. Betcris.
Center field, pretty deep. Cowser is back out near the wall. He leaps up, and it is caught. Cole
Colton Cowser makes the game-ending catch.
If that's not big league, I don't know what is, Wayne. Wow. Timed that jump perfectly. Cowser looks back at the wall, times it perfectly in a fist pump.
Who's got the Rangers ahead 7-0. And now Simeon crushes a ball back to left field. Gurriel to the wall. Goodbye. It is a rout in Game 4. Marcus Simeon came into the game with 3 RBIs this postseason. He's got 5 in 3 innings tonight.
I just never think something like this could happen, and obviously it shocks your system on the other side.
And the Astros hold on to a 1-0 win yesterday, and now
donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Labor's Local 731 has been responsible for some of the biggest and most celebrated infrastructure projects in New York City, like the rebuild of the World Trade Center and the new LaGuardia Airport. Local 731 provides qualified and competent laborers to fill the demand that the construction industry not only requires but deserves. Its members and leadership have fought hard for wages and benefits that open the path to the middle class that every hardworking American deserves. Laborers Local 731. Feel the power.
When you need to know why, when it matters most, listen to Drive Time with Michael Wallace. Weekdays from 4:30 to 8 on WCBS 880 News.
Welcome back to the Nissan Mets pregame show as we get set for Kodai Senga's season debut as he gets the ball in Game 2 against the Atlanta Braves. It's time for the leadoff spot presented by Laborers Local 731. Feel the power. Well, earlier in the pregame show, we heard from the manager of the New York Mets, Carlos Mendoza, and his level of excitement ahead of the debut of Kodai Senga. Well, how about his pitching coach? Here's my conversation with Mets pitching coach Jeremy Hefner.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really get too excited about much, but like with Kodai, like he's obviously worked really hard during this time, and it hasn't been the easiest journey for him this year. Where last year was very, we almost had no issues whatsoever, and so obviously this year's a little bit different. And I know he's very excited to get back, and as a group, we're obviously ecstatic for him. He's a big part of our team. Even when he was on the IL, he was around a lot, and he's a big part of our group.
Is there almost a benefit to the fact that it is this late in the season with the way that the team is playing right now that Kodai now for 2 full months, relatively fresh, heading into the later months of the summer and into the fall?
Yeah, definitely. You said it best. It's a trade acquisition for us, and it's easy to say that around this time of year, but it's true. Like, he has ace potential, and hopefully he pitches up to that. We certainly expect him to. But this is his first start of the season, so it's like most of our guys have 20-plus starts already, and so there'll be a little bit of grace, but he definitely holds himself to a high standard, as do we. And if he pitches anything like he did last year, it's a huge boost for us.
Beyond the results on field, what would you like to see from Kodai when it's all said and done tonight?
Yeah, I think everything that we always talk about here, like getting ahead, getting 2 strikes before 2 balls. When he gets to 2 strikes, finding the punch.
It's time for Play Ball Categories. Let's spin the wheel and see what we land on. World Series Championships. Can you name every team without a World Series championship? Every team without a World Series championship? Do you have your answers ready? All right, let's see. The Rays, Rockies, Mariners, Brewers, and Padres have never won a World Series.
Two and two, and a high towering fly ball left center. That's pretty well hit. Ramos to the track and wall. That ball is gone. A 2-run homer for Goldschmidt. Number 350 in his career.
This is a guy that has an idea of what he's looking for. That's number 10 on this season for Goldie, and as you mentioned, number 350 in the career of Paul Goldschmidt.
Hey, Jordan hits one high, hits one deep. In Mexico, it's gone for a 2-run home run. The big man makes it a 3-2 game as he crushes one to right center. And an infield hit, and Jordan drills one deep to center field. Oh my goodness, Jordan with a multi-home run game.
First home run, 461 feet. That home run, 461 feet.
Come on.
Payoff is crushed. Deep center. Off the top of the batter's eye. First pitch, center field. Frelick was deep coming out. He slides, he gets by. De La Cruz can fly. He storms to second. Churriel gathers into the track. Windmill is on. Relay to the plate. De La Cruz. Save!
I don't know if it gets any more exciting.
1-2. Strike. Whoa. Oh, that pitch not going to count. We have a balk? Yeah, we have a balk.
Yeah, I don't think he stopped. I don't think Boyle stopped.
And Judge takes advantage. High, deep, and gone. Aaron Judge gives the Yankees a 2-0 lead. Well, that balk eliminated a potential strikeout.
Exactly.
And then Judge just smashed it to right field.
Jeremy Hefner on tonight's leadoff spot, presented by Laborers Local 731. Feel the power. The Vision Zero initiative reminds you that driving isn't easy, but saving a life is. Slow down. There's more to come on the Nissan Mets pregame show. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. Back to Queens after the break on the WCBS Mets Radio Network.
Richard Davis is the president of the member-built, member-strong, and member-driven Transport Workers Union Local 100. Baseball season is here, and what better way to get to the game than by using mass transit?
If we don't get any leads in this case soon, the chief will have our badges. Any ideas?
The pieces don't add up.
Yeah, we know.
I suspect foul play, and we need answers.
That's why we're here.
Don't do the crime if you can't do the time.
Are you just quoting cop shows?
Okay, so I'm not a detective. I'm an Optimum tech. When it comes to connectivity, we're experts. If millions of communities rely on us for fiber internet and mobile, you can too. Optimum. Where local is big time. Visit Optimum.com today.
Our world is full of emerging technology, which can be great.
Hi, I'm an AI virtual assistant.
But too much technology can be kinda scary.
I can figure out time travel.
At Hyundai, we're including user-friendly intuitive technology on all our 2024 models, like complimentary BlueLink Plus, which can help you locate your car, start it remotely, even adjust the temperature inside. We also offer available technology like Digital Key, so if your keys go missing, you can use your phone to access your Hyundai.
I can access your phone, your home, your inner thoughts.
Our technology is friendly.
I have to go. Disrupt the space-time continuum. Talk later.
Without being terrifying. User-friendly intuitive technology. From Hyundai. It's your journey. Own every mile.
Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $229 a month, or get 2.99% APR for 60 months, or up to $1,250 bonus cash. See your local Hyundai dealer today. Call 661-615-2112 for details.
Dunkin' dropped a new kind of energy, introducing Sparked Energy by Dunkin'. Available in 2 full-on delicious flavors, Berry Burst and Peach Sunshine. Order ahead on the Dunkin' app and get a medium Sparked Energy for $3 in the month of July. Fruit flavored, contains 0% fruit juice, caffeine from caffeine and guarana. Participation may vary, limited time offer, terms apply.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. This July, money and passion go hand in hand as we celebrate with our $20,000 Firecracker Cash and Couture event. Be here Friday, July 12th and 26th for your chance to win your share of $20,000 cash or a Gucci backpack. 2 winners will be drawn every hour starting at 4 p.m., leading up to our grand prize drawing at 8 p.m. Come to where Long Island wins at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Kickboxing knock out your knee? We've got specialists for that. Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has the specialized expertise, extensive training from the nation's best programs, and years of experience to tackle each of your orthopedic needs so you can feel better, faster. Locations across Long Island, open 7 days a week, and now open in Kew Gardens as well. Visit OrlandCohen.com.
Welcome back to the Nissan Mets pregame show ahead of Game 2 between the Mets and the Atlanta Braves. It's time to take a look at baseball strikeout leaders, sponsored by Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K, to donate your car today. And coming into tonight's game, the Mets have struck out 893 batters. The Phillies lead the National League with 924 strikeouts. For every Mets strikeout this year, the Mets Radio Network will make a donation to Cars for Kids charity. We are donating. You should too. Donate your car, boat, or real estate at carsforkids.com today. It's time for our keys to the game, sponsored by Key Food. Look for all your favorite products at your local Key Food. Key Food,
Here's a high fly ball off of the bat at Jarren Duran. That one will leave the yard and give the American League its first lead of the night. Boy, this dream season for Jarren Duran continues here with a home run in the All-Star game.
He's a man that has power and speed, a lot of speed. The Boston got really athletic with their lineup. It's why they're succeeding, and he's going to be a huge part of the success in the second half. When he gets on base, look out.
And that'll bring up Rizzo, sitting on 299 career home runs. High fly ball, deep right center. That ball is gone. See ya. Home run number 300 for Anthony Rizzo. A 2-run shot, and the Yankees lead 15-5. 161st player in big league history to hit that number 300.
Solo shot for Juan Soto, his 10th of the year, and we are all tied up. And this is belted and deep and way gone. Wow. First multi-home run game with the Yankees, 18th of his career.
And Corbin shoots one to right center. That's going to get down and get to the wall. Corbin Carroll's on the run. He's in at second, and he's headed for third. Corbin Carroll is in there with a triple. That's his 10th triple this year. He's 2 for 2.
Around first base, he's smelling 3 as soon as he hits the ball. And right when he gets around second base, he just gets into a different gear.
And here's Perdomo. Can't get it. Gone. To Del Marte. And this ball is way gone. Every bit as much as Carroll could have. And here's another shot to deep left. Down the line and gone. Christian Walker has the home run erased. And then hits the next pitch to the moon.
You heard me. Wendy's Nugs now come in 7 saucy flavors. Buffalo, honey barbecue, garlic parm, spicy ghost pepper. You can literally hear your taste buds after every bite. I'm serious. Listen to mine. Okay, that's just me playing with sound effects. For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's.
Gotta be fresh.
Open till midnight or later.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, hours may vary by location.
It's the bottom of the ninth. 2 outs, and here's the pitch. It's a deep shot to left center field. It's back, gone!
The only thing better than your team winning is that feeling you get when opening up your brand new iPhone 15. Hey, New York fans, right now at Verizon, new and existing customers can get the amazing iPhone 15. Enjoy tons of storage for all the ballpark picks this summer. There's a deal out there for everyone at Verizon.
Welcome back as we wrap up the Nissan Mets pregame show ahead of Game 2 of this 4-game series between the Mets and the Atlanta Braves. Kodai Senga makes his 2024 debut against the veteran left-hander Charlie Morton. That'll do it for the Nissan Mets pregame show. On the other side, we join Keith Rad and the Hall of Fame radio voice of the New York Mets, Howie Rose, for lineups and first pitch. Enjoy the ballgame, folks, on the WCBS Mets Radio Network.
The Nissan Mets pregame show on the WCBS Mets Radio Network has been sponsored by your local Nissan dealers. Buckle up for an epic test drive at the Nissan Thrill of the Summer sales event. And by Spectrum. Get Spectrum Internet, Mobile, and TV. Visit Spectrum.com for full details. Sloman's Home Security. The difference is human. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME. Peerless Boilers and Pavilion Tankless Water Heaters. Visit peerlessboilers.com to find a dealer near you. Margaret Teets Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. Laborers Local 731. Feel the power. 1-877 Cars for Kids. That's cars with a K to donate your car today. And by Elec 825. Building our future. This is the WCBS Mets Radio Network.
What have we learned from baseball? Nothing ever goes according to plan. Accidents happen when you least expect them. If you've been injured, visit the Rothenberg Law Firm at injurylawyer.com.
Let's get moving with Centers Healthcare. Centers Healthcare has a different approach to care. Here, you rehab, relax, recover, and go home. Our state-of-the-art technology empowers your rehab journey with us. Healing from surgery now comes with amenities like Starbucks, smart TVs, and personalized recreation. At Centers Healthcare, what matters most is getting you back to the life you had. Visit centershealthcare.com today or call us at 800-305-9151. Centers Healthcare. We're not just care. We are care that moves you.
Wow. Summers in New Jersey were made to wow you. From sun and wows to fun and wows. Chillin' wows to thrillin' wows.
Ball hit high in the air to center, hit pretty well, sending Jake Myers back, still going back near the wall. What a catch by Jake! He's done it again! Jake robbed Byron Buxton, and now he takes one away from Riley Green.
Jake going back and taking away some extra bases. He had to turn around over his right shoulder to into his left shoulder and then leaped up and made the play, and he was pumped.
Cabrera will lead off the seventh with his team up 5-2, getting toward the end here on a Sunday, and everybody understands it. Walked him on 4 straight. Shows you the unselfishness in his at-bats. Didn't leave the zone, took it for the team, and the leadoff man is aboard in the 7th.
Lifts his ball high and deep to right. How about a walk-off Grady? Put that one in your...
And watch for pedestrians and cyclists. ThriveWell Infusion, the network. Visit ThriveWellInfusion.com. Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. Optimum, where local is big time. Bridgewater Acura on Route 22 in Bridgewater, New Jersey. Peerless Boilers and Pavilion Tankless Water Heaters. Visit PeerlessBoilers.com to find a dealer near you. LifeVac, the original choking rescue device that saves lives. The New York Lottery. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. And by Mike's Amazing, the official mayo, mustard, and vegetable oil of the New York Mets.
From Citi Field in Flushing, Queens, welcome to New York Mets baseball. Tonight, the Mets face the Atlanta Braves in Game 2 of a 4-game series. The starting pitchers for Atlanta, the veteran right-hander Charlie Morton, and for the Mets, finally making his first start of the year after shoulder problems going all the way back to spring training, is last year's Rookie of the Year runner-up in the National League, right-hander Kodai Senga. Hi again, everyone. I'm Howie Rose along with Keith Radd, and the Mets just keep on winning. They defeated the Braves in 10 innings, 3-2 last night. So the Mets have now gone 32-15 since the end of May. They were 10 games behind the Atlanta Braves on May 30th. If the Mets win tonight, they will go in front of Atlanta by a half game and
occupy the first wild card spot in the National League. The Mets have the second wild card position, a half game behind Atlanta. They're a half game in front of San Diego. And then you've got the Cardinals, who are a game behind the Mets, with the Diamondbacks a game and a half back, and Pittsburgh 2 back of the Mets. So this is some kind of scramble with still more than a couple of months remaining in the season. And just in case you're curious about the division lead, the Mets come in 10 games behind the first place Philadelphia Phillies. The Mets are 54-48 now, 6 games over 500. The Braves at 54-47. Our game time temperature is sponsored by Peerless Boilers and Pavilion Tankless Water Heaters. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. 81 degrees, cloudy skies at game time. Mets had to make some roster moves today, not only to get Senga on board, but we'll tell you what's happened and how they've handled it right after this on the WCBS Mets Radio Network, driven by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Craving a tasty burger? Well, Smash Burger has you covered, and Smash Burger is now open at 370 7th Avenue at 31st Street. Enjoy certified Angus beef burgers, signature sides like smash fries, and hand-spun milkshakes. Smash Burger, available for dine-in, takeout, or delivery at smashburger.com. Get Spectrum Internet for just $39.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi and 1 unlimited mobile line, both free for 12 months. Spectrum Internet has the speed you need for everything from streaming to working to gaming. Restrictions apply. Visit spectrum.com for full details.
Have you ever heard the saying, you only have one life to live? LifeVac, the original rescue choking device, has saved thousands of those one lives. The question is, why would you trust your one life to any device other than LifeVac? A choking tragedy can strike anywhere. Be prepared with an authentic LifeVac, made with premium parts in America. There's only one LifeVac, and there's only one of you. Don't chance it. Purchase an authentic LifeVac today at lifevac.net. That's lifevac.net. LifeVac. It's as simple as place, push, pull.
Changing tax laws, shifting markets, evolving priorities. From our workplace to how we do business, the status quo has been changed forever. And now there are new tax laws and legislation to consider. Let Eisner-Amper's tax professionals be your guide, transforming your tax strategy to meet the challenges and greet the opportunities of a new day. Moving forward together. Learn how the latest tax law changes may impact your business at EisnerAmper.com/tax law.
At Rings End, we'll use our expertise to turn your inspiration into reality with Benjamin Moore's large selection of brilliant and durable paints and stains. We offer expert advice for both contractors and homeowners, like complimentary in-store color and design consultations. Rings End is proud to be New England's largest Benjamin Moore retailer, with 31 convenient locations as well as online shopping. No matter how big or small your project, we'll make sure
pitch launched out towards left field, and it's gone. Shea Langoliers back on track indeed. Hit out towards center field, and far. Did it? It did! Shea Langoliers loves this ballpark. He swings at the first pitch. That is sent deep. Shea Langoliers, have yourself a game. A 3-homer game.
Center field, Perkins giving it a run, still back, Perkins leaps, he got it! Blake Perkins, a superhero act out in center field, timed it up perfectly, and that was going to be a home run. He just took one away from Lars Nootbaar. What a play by Blake Perkins out in center. Made it look easy, like he does everything.
But if you go immediately and throw that changeup, it would be absolutely nasty.
2-2. He struck him out. There's the changeup. Tarek Skubal hangs on to the lead.
Got him. Changeup down. Strikeout number 12 matches the career high for Tarek Skubal. Head to the 8th inning. Tigers hold on to a 2-1 lead.
So much success with Houston. and Minnesota will strike first, and guess who? 1-1, Correa into center field. This will pad the Minnesota lead. Taylor is in. Solano will come home, and Carlos Correa hurting his old club. And he launches one towards left. Alvarez
on tonight. And so does Charlie Morton. Been doing it for a long time, Charlie Morton. 40 years old, 17th Major League season. He has pitched against the Mets. Tonight will be the 25th time that he does so, and the third time this year. That's tonight's pitching matchup presented by Ridgewood Savings Bank, multiplying the good for over 100 years. Starting lineups, first pitch next on the WCBS Mets Radio Network, driven by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Your roof is the biggest layer of protection your home offers.
Protect your roof with GAF Timberline HDZ shingles from Riverhead Building Supply.
Visit a store to explore colors, features, and warranty details, and learn about the technologies developed to help protect your roof from wind and blue-green algae staining.
Timberline is America's #1 selling shingle brand, delivering the look homeowners love.
Find the complete GAF roofing system at all Riverhead Building Supply locations and at rbscorp.com.
Libera tu espíritu ganador. Apuestas deportivas y cientos de juegos de casino. Disfruta de pagos en minutos, una plataforma segura y atención personalizada en todo momento. Pronostica, diviértete y lleva tu pasión al siguiente nivel. Betcris.
No doubt feeling the pressure that comes with the expectations as the #1 consensus prospect in baseball.
And Holiday through the right side. There it is. The first of many. Jackson Holiday with his first major league hit. And it comes in a major moment.
There's the smiles. It was just a matter of time, folks.
Polar Bear. He sends one deep to right field. Ranging back is Nootbaar at the wall. There it is. History for Pete Alonso. Home run number 200. Just a fourth Met all time to hit the mark. And he slashes the Cardinal lead in half. 200 home runs on his way for many, many more.
Jordan hits one high, hits one deep. In Mexico, it's gone for a 2-run home run. The big man makes it a 3-2 game as he crushes one to right center.
Shortstop Francisco Lindor leads off, then Brandon Nimmo in left field. JD Martinez bats third as the designated hitter. First baseman Pete Alonso is the Mets cleanup hitter, presented by ServPro, like it never even happened. Jeff McGill batting fifth in right. Third baseman Mark Vientos bats sixth. Then Jose Iglesias, Francisco Alvarez, and Tyrone Taylor round out the lineup, 7, 8, and 9. Kodai Senga making the start tonight for the Mets. And when it's game time, it's Tully time. The first pitch is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew during tonight's game. I know Luis Severino said he's going to grab some popcorn to get ready to watch Kodai Senga, as we all are tonight. And as he's ready to pitch, stepping up to the microphone, the Hall of Fame radio voice of the New York Mets, Howie Rose.
All right, thank you very much, Keith. So Senga ready to deliver his first pitch to left-hand hitting Jared Kelenic. And Kodai brings the hands together. Here comes that first pitch. It's taken low. 1 ball and no strikes. His first pitch, a fastball at 95 miles an hour. Kelenic batting at .249 with 11 homers, 32 runs batted in, and a botched play last night. The 1-0 pulled foul down the first baseline, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Believe it or not, What looked like a squeeze play in the 10th inning was not called for by Braves manager Brian Snitker. It was a play that Kelnick basically put on with the base runner at third, Ramon Laureano. The 1-1 tap foul up the first base line. The count 1 ball and 2 strikes. The strangest thing you've ever seen. Laureano broke from third, but not at hell-bent speed like you would normally see in a suicide squeeze situation. Kelnick showed bunt, pulled the bat back. The 1-2 on the way. Breaking ball, fouled straight down at home plate. That probably was the forked ball, the ghost fork. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. But as far as Kelnick was concerned, if he knew that there was a squeeze of sorts on, then he's got to try to protect the base runner. And he pulled the bat back rather than throw it at the ball or do something to try and protect his base runner. And, well, in a rundown and a short one, Laureano was out in a hard tag with Alvarez. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That was the ghost fork right there. And the signature pitch of Kodai Senga produces a strikeout on the first batter he faces. So 1 man away, and that will bring up Austin Riley, the power-hitting third baseman. We'll look at the Mets' defensive alignment, sponsored by Alden & Cohen Orthopedic Group. Experiencing orthopedic pain? Well, they've got specialists for that. First pitch to the right-hand hitting Riley is taken inside. A fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. Alonso at first, Iglesias at second. Lindor at short, Vientos at third. Outfield a step towards right. The 1-0 to Riley. Swinging a high pop foul straight back out of play. It's 1-1. Good pitch there. A 97-mile-an-hour fastball getting in near the hands of Riley. Nimmo, Taylor, McNeil, left to right in the outfield with Francisco Alvarez catching Senga's first start of the year. 1-1 the count. Now the pitch. That's in the dirt, the slider. And the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, the first few rehab outings by Senga were pretty good. He gave up just 1 run in 10 innings. The last one, not so good. The 2-1 rolled to the right side. Far to his right, Alonso to grab it, lead Senga to the bag in time for the out. 2 men away. Tell you what, when Alonso was fully stretched and smothered the ball, he was just about halfway to second base. And Senga did a great job getting off the mound as quickly as he did, because a nice play by Alonso on what was not an easy play became rather routine. Perfect throw. And again, give Senga credit for getting there in a hurry.
Yeah, he didn't go immediately because he thought it was a ground ball to second base. But once he realized and recovered, he pointed to the bag and said, "I'll meet you there." And Pete put it right on him.
So here's Marcell Ozuna, 2 out, nobody on. Right-hand hitter and a Triple Crown candidate this year. And Senga's first pitch. Inside, he hit him. He hit him with a fastball. Kodai Senga just kind of throws his head backwards in disgust as he hits Ozuna with his first pitch. And, well, why should Kodai Senga be any different? The Mets, as a staff, have hit more batters than any pitching staff in the major leagues. And it's consistent with what one of the big problems has been with the Mets this year. Mostly on the pitching side, but defensively as well. They've just allowed too many free base runners, allowed too many extra bases on wild pitches, stolen bases against them. And so that creates a base runner here with 2 men out and brings up Matt Olson, the left-hand hitting first baseman. He's got enormous power. It's been held in check a good chunk of this year. And the first pitch to him, swing and a miss, power against power there. 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 0-1. Last year, Matt Olson hit 54 homers, drove in 139 runs. He's got 13 homers and 44 RBIs this year. No score, 2 out on the first. Ozuna at first, and the 0-1 hit on the ground towards first, a foul ball. Fielded by Alonso, leaning into foul ground, and the count 0-2. Matt Olson has hit just $155 during the month of July. He had been 1 for his last 33 until the last 2 games. He had multi-hit games in each of those last 2. The Braves are down 1/3 of their regular starting lineup. A lot of power and run production unavailable, and speed too. The 0-2 taken low, the fork ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ronald Acuna Jr. out for the year with a knee injury. Ozzie Albies has a fractured wrist. That may be 2 months. And Michael Harris II has been out for weeks now with a hamstring injury. 1-2 to Olson. Senga ready now, the pitch. Swing and a foul back to the screen. A 97-mile-an-hour fastball. that was in the zone up towards the outer part of it. And Olson with a big swing on it. Travis d'Arnaud, the former Met catcher, is waiting on deck. Outfield is straight away here against Olson. The third baseman, Vientos, way off the line. He's out by shortstop. 1-2 the count. Senga ready. Takes a deep breath, holding the ball. Now the pitch. Swing and a foul back to the screen. Again, 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Very similar spot to the last one. And it looked like Olson was a little bit late on that.
That first pitch was right down the middle of the plate at 96, and he missed it. And he was on time, but he just missed it. And that's, I hate to say it because you never know when Olson breaks out of it, but those are the pitches he's missing this year that he did not miss at all last year.
Yep. 1-2 the count to him. Senga ready. Now the pitch. Swing and a fly ball foul down the right field line. He got out in front of that fork ball there and shoots it towards the right field corner into the seats. So it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Senga now, and it's worth watching, has thrown 16 pitches. They are figuring he'll get between 80 and 85. But the Mets really short on the bullpen now because remember, Jose Butto pitched 3 innings last night. Probably will not be available the rest of this weekend because of the 3 innings. 1-2 to Olson. Senga ready now the pitch. Swinging a high fly ball to left field, slicing towards the corner. Nimmo over by the side wall and foul ground, and the ball skips into the crowd. Just a foul ball out of play, and it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes on Matt Olson in this scoreless game in the first inning. Ozuna will trot back to first. Well, with Buto's 3 innings last night, that's why the timing of the injury to Daniel Nunez couldn't have been worse, because Nunez has picked up a lot of responsibility late in games. 1-2 the count. Long set again. Clock down to 3. Down to 2. Here's the pitch. And it's in there. Strike 3 called. He got him with a slider on the inner half. And that retires the side. 2 strikeouts for Senga. No hits, a hit batsman, and 1 left. Middle of the first, Atlanta nothing. The Mets come.
Nancy's story is straight, courage, and fight against cancer. Embodies the message behind goals and back in this wrestling. We reviewing daily continues to bring joy to watching and playing sports and loves keeping up with our Milwaukee Brewers. Major League Baseball and the Brewers will continue our efforts in raising awareness and funds for research toward the fight against breast cancer.
Hey, Jordan hits one high, hits one deep. In Mexico, it's gone for a 2-run home run. The big man makes it a 3-2 game as he crushes one to right center. And an infield hit, and Jordan drills one deep to center field. Oh my goodness, Jordan with a multi-home run game.
First home run, 461 feet. That home run, 461 feet.
Come on.
He deals Thomas in the air to right field. That's back. Castellanos on the run. And we are tied. Alec Thomas. In the air left center. That's going to get down. Coming in to score. Marte. Gabby Moreno puts them in front 6-5.
The only thing better than your team winning is that feeling you get when opening up your brand new iPhone 15. Hey, New York fans, right now at Verizon, new and existing customers can get the amazing iPhone 15. Enjoy tons of storage for all the ballpark picks this summer. There's a deal out there for everyone at Verizon.
We're coming to you live from the Bob Murphy broadcast booth, proudly presented by Bigelow Tea. Grab a mug and tea proudly. Last of the first inning, Kodai Senga hit a batter, struck out 2, did not allow a hit in the top half. And now the Mets will face Charlie Morton, as they often have over the course of Morton's career. This is the 24th start he makes against the Mets, facing a red-hot Francisco Lindor. And the first pitch fastball is outside, ball 1. Lindor 1 for 4 with a homer last night, which extended his hitting streak to 10 consecutive games. The 1-0 on the way, right down the middle of fastball at 93, and it's 1-1. Lindor in those 10 games has gone 14 for 39. He's at 259 on the year. And the 1-1 on the way. Breaking ball hit on the ground to second. Charging it is Alvarez. He's got it. Tosses to first in time. One man away. Curveball of Charlie Morton. He was able to get Lindor to pound that ball into the ground, and you'll see a lot of that from Morton. He throws more curveballs as the percentage of his total pitches than any pitcher in the major leagues. A little over 40% of his pitches are curveballs. And now Brandon Nimmo, who had last night off. He's been slumping a bit, so they gave him last night. His average down to 236. Left-hand batter. The first pitch by Morton. Fastball is low for ball one. Brandon 0 for his last 13 and 4 for his last 38. 16 homers, 63 runs batted in. He hasn't had a run batted in since the All-Star break. The 1-0 on the way. Foul back to the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike. Defensively for the Braves, Olsen is at first. Young Alvarez at second. Recently recalled from the minor leagues after the injury to Ozzie Albies. Garcia the shortstop. Riley at third. Duvall, Kelnick, Rosario left to right in the outfield. Travis d'Arnaud behind the plate, catching the 40-year-old Charlie Morton. And the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and hit high in the air to left field, slicing towards the seats and foul ground, and it lands in the stands out of play. A foul ball to Nimmo. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes with J.D. Martinez waiting on deck. The umpires tonight, Gabe Morales has the plate. The crew chief, Doug Eddings, is at first. Ryan Addington at second. And Emil Jimenez is the umpire at third. Nice job by Travis d'Arnaud. He left that bat standing for Nimmo. Standing on the barrel of the bat. 1-2 the count as Nimmo's got it. Ready to go. Morton the overhead windup. The pitch is in there. Strike 3 called. He got him with a fastball on the inner half at 96. So 2 quick outs for Charlie Morton, which is not in keeping with what his season has been. Charlie Morton has an earned run average of 6 in first innings this year. But he's retired the first 2, and here comes J.D. Martinez. Martinez went 0 for 4 last night. His average down to 258 with 10 home runs. And the first pitch by Morton is a fastball that's outside. 1 ball and no strikes. J.D., though, good numbers against Morton in the past. 13 for 38, including a home run. And the 1-0 pitch. Fastball low and away, backhanded out of the dirt by d'Arnaud. And the count 2-0 with Pete Alonso waiting on deck. Kelnick, the center fielder for the Braves, few steps the other way. Remember, Martinez has outstanding power to the opposite field. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That fastball right over. Bell tie for a called strike. And it's 2-1 to J.D. Martinez. Riley, the third baseman, is really close to the line. He's deep. Often see an alignment like that very late in games. 2-1 breaking ball swung on the miss. That was a great-looking curveball from Morton. And the count 2-2.
He throws a couple different variations, it seems, of the curve. The big hanger, one that kind of looks like a slider. So that's why he's had so much success for such a long time.
2-2 the count. Now the pitch to Martinez. Fastball downstairs. And a full count now to the Mets designated hitter. Morton lifetime 135 and 118. He broke in with Atlanta back in 2008 and has been with several other teams since. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball. Did he swing? They'll look to first. He did. He went around. Strike 3, says Doug Eddings on appeal, and that retires the side. Mets go in order. 2 strikeouts.
Sends a fly ball to deep center field. Harris is back. He's out of room. It's gone. 1. It's one in the air, deep right center field, and leaving the yard. A 2-home run game for Max Muncy.
1-2 from Stevens. Carrying really well. Back to the wall. It goes, and it's gone. 3 home runs for Max Muncy.
Cam Collier out towards right field. This one heading back for the bullpen at the wall. See you later. Cam Collier breaks this one open. A 1-0 lead on a 1-0 pitch.
Cam Collier, MVP of the 2024 All-Star Futures game.
It was an amazing moment. It's something I'll never forget.
And he's going. The throw down is late. The Atlanta Braves career stolen base record belongs to Ronald Acuna Jr. That's number 190.
I'm wondering if he knows he's in a pretty deep conversation over there, and the fans giving him the ovation that he deserves, almost if someone told him, hey, man, take a look at the big board. You are now the boss of stolen bases here in Atlanta.
Senga. And Senga ready to go. His first pitch on the way, and d'Arnaud swings and pops it foul into the seats to the right of home plate downstairs, and the count 0-1. Travis batting .258 with 9 homers, 33 RBIs. It's been productive for the Braves. They brought him back on a 1-year, $8 million deal this year. The 0-1 on the way. Breaking ball line to left. That's a base hit for d'Arnaud. And so Travis now with a 7-game hitting streak as the ball's played in by Nimmo. The Braves have the first hit of the game. Leadoff single for d'Arnaud, and Eddie Rosario will be the batter. Rosario, 0 for his last 9, batting a .182 with 9 homers, 31 RBIs. Rosario brought back by the Braves after he had been with the Washington Nationals, who DFA'd them, or DFA'd him not long ago. Vientos even with the bag at third. Left-hand batter, the first pitch taken inside, a cutter. And the count 1-0. He throws that cutter at 91 miles an hour, sponsored by Spectrum. At Spectrum Internet, mobile, and TV. Restrictions apply. Visit Spectrum.com for full details. 1-0. The pitch. Swinging a slow hit bounce at a first. Alonso backhands it, throws to second. They get the force. The return throw not in time and pops out of the mid of Senga, who had gone to the bag to cover. So it is simply a fielder's choice. Rosario on at first, and d'Arnaud forced at second, 3-6, as Lindor's return throw was a little high and popped right out of Senga's mitt. So an exchange of base runners. Rosario at first. It'll bring up the veteran Adam Duvall. Mets Baseball is brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Contact a dealer for a great deal today or visit tryhondadealers.com. Duvall has played a lot since the injury to Ronald Acuna Jr. First pitch on the way, swinging a drive deep to left, down the line, hugging the line. It is gone. A home run into the left field corner. A line drive home run for Adam Duvall. His 9th home run of the year. The Braves have taken a 2-0 lead here in the second inning.
Well, it's a cutter up and in, righty to righty for Senga, and Duvall, pretty amazing to get to this pitch, and I think that the last second cut moving closer to the plate was just enough for Duvall to turn on it and keep it fair. That's just simply a really good piece of hitting by Adam Duvall.
So 2-0 Atlanta, a somewhat familiar story recently. The Mets falling behind early. Nacho Alvarez, the rookie second baseman, right-hand batter, swings late at a fastball and misses. It's 0-1. So both games against the Yankees and the first one against the Braves last night, the opposition scored first. The 0-1, a little pop-up outside first over by the dugout. Alonso over calling, and he makes the catch. Alonso was calling rather demonstrably, but I think the only one he might have been calling off was the Braves' first base coach. There's no other Met near him.
Well, he's just letting everybody know. You can never be too sure, especially with Alvarez, who probably run into the crowd to catch a ball.
Well, he was nowhere in sight, so it was a clear path for Alonso. And there are 2 men away. Orlando Arcia, the number 9 hitter, the shortstop, will be next, the right-hand batter. And Senga's first pitch. Swing and a foul back to the screen. A fastball. It's 0-1. A fastball right at the top of the zone. Adam Duvall now with the Braves for his third time. We're talking about Eddie Rosario, Charlie Morton, who had been with the Braves earlier in their careers and returned. Duvall's done that twice. 0-1 to Arcia. Upstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. Arcia, .217 hitter with 7 homers, 27 RBIs. Former Milwaukee Brewer. Here's the 1-1. Foul back to the screen, 1-2. Another Milwaukee Brewer, Adrian Hauser, on the move, as the Mets designated him for assignment today. So they are going to have to piece it together if they need a long man in the pen. Senga now at 28 pitches, which is all right with 2 out in the second. 1-2 to Arcia is taken low outside the fork ball. And the count 2 balls and 2 strikes with Jared Kelnick waiting on deck. The Mets do need a long man tonight. They're really going to have to piece things together. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss at the fork ball. Strike 3, and that retires the side. Third strikeout for Senga, but the Braves jump in front. 2 runs.
Polar Bear. He sends one deep to right field. Ranging back is Nootbaar at the wall. There it is. History for Pete Alonso. Home run number 200. Just the 4th Met all time to hit the mark. And he slashes the Cardinal lead in half.
200 home runs on his way for many, many more.
There is a swing and a miss on the slider for the punch out. A wave and a miss, strike 3. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Yet another Jack Flaherty strikeout. Oh man, Jack Flaherty's cooking. Wave and a miss, strike 3. 1-2, down he goes. 7 straight for Jack Flaherty to open the ball game in the strikeout column.
Jack Flaherty locked in early here.
Reaching out, Bobby Wood Jr. into the outfield. Unbelievable play. And a double
he's
play.
Going to turn it.
Wow.
Stop it.
And on his 24th birthday, gives a gift to Cole Reagans.
Dodger fans just got treated as something that maybe they hadn't seen before. They just got bobbied. For Royals fans, that's a daily occurrence, but to get bobbied is to be wowed.
That's nothing. We start the last of the second. Pete Alonso facing Charlie Morton, and the first pitch breaking ball is inside, ball 1 to Pete. He's batting .243 with 20 home runs. That's 8th in the National League. 53 runs batted in. And Morton with the overhead windup deals. Another curveball in for a called strike. It's 1-1 to Alonso with McNeil on deck and Vientos to follow here in the last of the second inning. Morton from the first base side of the rubber delivers 1-1, and a fastball just missed outside, ball 2. Told you about the Mets transactions that were made before the game, in part to get Senga on the roster. Adrian Hauser DFA'd. Here's the 2-1 pitch, fastball into the air to right, moving to his right, Rosario, and he makes the one-hand catch, 1 man away. Well, recently, amidst other roster moves, the Mets designated right-handed pitcher Cole Sulser for assignment, and today they traded him to the Tampa Bay Rays in exchange for cash considerations. Rays, one of the busier teams, along with the Mariners, the Phillies, the Orioles, as we're getting towards the trade deadline on Monday. You know the Mets are going to do something. And they certainly need bullpen help, more so now with Nunez down. Jeff McNeil swings and misses at a first pitch curve. It's 0-1. McNeil had the game-winning hit last night in the 10th inning. Really should have been caught by Laureano in right field, who overran the ball, but the Mets will gladly take it. The 0-1 swing and a miss at a changeup. He had Jeff out in front. and it's 0-2. And please note that he had Happy Jeff out in front. That's the Jeff McNeil the Mets prefer. That's what they're calling him now, Happy Jeff. The 0-2 popped in the air to center. Kelnick broke back, now in a step, makes the one-hand catch, 2 men away.
Well, if the Happy Jeff then must mean the existence of not so happy Jeff or sad Jeff or angry Jeff, whatever it was.
Haughty Jeff, coffee shop Jeff.
No, I love that Jeff. But the Jeff of March, April, May, and June is so far right now in the rearview mirror, and enter Happy Jeff.
And that's how the Mets want to keep it. 2 out, nobody on. Here's Mark Vientos. Right-hand hitter, Morton deals. Fastball hit on the ground up the middle to his right. Alvarez smothers it, flips to Arcia, hoping he might be able to throw out Vientos. No chance. Arcia didn't handle the flip, and it's an infield single for Mark Vientos. We'll pause here for station ID on the WCBS Mets Radio Network.
New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut's home for news, traffic, weather, and the Mets. This is WCBS and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Howie Rose, Keith Rad with you at Citi Field. Braves 2, Mets nothing. 2 out, last of the second. Vientos at first, and here's Jose Iglesias. First pitch to him is in for a called strike. A cutter, 0-1. Vientos aboard with the first Mets hit of the game, sponsored by Legion Athletics. You don't need supplements to build muscle, lose fat, and get healthy, but the right ones can help. Iglesias had an 8-game hitting streak stopped last night. Throw to first. Vientos dives back in. Well, the 0-for-4 didn't really hurt Iglesias much. He's batting .366 with 3 homers and 17 runs batted in. That's in 109 plate appearances. The 0-1 to him. Breaking ball way outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, tomorrow, the first 15,000 fans through the turnstiles for the 4-10 game against the Braves are going to get a Mike Piazza Mercury Mets replica jersey from Delta Airlines. For tickets, go to Mets.com/tickets. A replica. The 1-1. Breaking ball inside 2-1. I actually found the original.
Best news of the week.
Well, they gave it to us. This is back in 1999 when the promotion was new. And they presented one to my TV partner at the time, Fran Healy, and me. The 2-1 on the way, pulled hard on the ground to third, a fair ball beyond the reach of Riley, down the left field line. Karam's off the tarp, Vientos trying for third. The throw from Duvall goes to second, so Vientos is safe at third. And on at first with a base hit is Jose Iglesias. And the Mets with 2 2-out hits against Charlie Morton have runners at the corners with 2 men away, and Francisco Alvarez coming up.
I don't know if the left fielder Eddie Rosario thought at the last second after he threw this ball, maybe I should have thrown it to third, because he could have probably got Vientos, at least had a close play. But what Rosario was trying to guard against was, had he thrown that ball to third, then Iglesias could have stolen an extra 90 feet and got to second base.
So runners at the corners, 2 out for Alvarez. Francisco just 1 for his last 17. First pitch to him, a curveball that's inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Alvarez average now down to .273 with 4 homers and 24 runs batted in. So 2-0 Atlanta, but the Mets have 2 on, 2 out here in the second. Morton to the belt, the 1-0. Breaking ball spins and swung on and missed. 1-1 as that ball spun away from the right-hand hitting Alvarez. One of Alvarez's predecessors as Mets catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. Just had a quick word with him as Travis was reaffixing his mask. The 1-1 on the way, another breaking ball outside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
A conversation Alvarez was having the other day with Juan Soto. Remember the home run Soto hit to straightaway center as the ball was traveling out. He looked back and said something to Alvarez. Those two shared a smile. I'm sure Francisco wouldn't mind something like that happening for him offensively right now.
2-1 the count. Now the pitch. Breaking ball hit high in the air to shallow left. Shortstop Arcia wants it. He's back, waiting, makes the one-hand catch. And that retires the side. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left.
Here's the payoff. And a swing, and that ball's well struck. Deep out to right center. And on the chase, that one just off the wall. And that is in a big-time trouble spot. Langford into third, they're waving. Here he comes. There's the first big league homer for Wyatt Langford. And what a way to get it.
Nickname of Polar Bear. He sends one deep to right field. Ranging back is Nootbaar at the wall. There it is. History for Pete Alonso. Home run number 200. Just the fourth Met all time to hit the mark. And he slashes the Cardinal lead in half.
200 home runs on his way for many, many more.
A chance to win it for the Diamondbacks. Kimbrel deals an 0-1. That's into center field. It's down. In to score is Smith. And the Diamondbacks walk off the Phillies in Game 3. Ketel Marte takes a victory lap. Ketel Marte puts his name in.
Lead the Mets 2-1. We told you the Seattle Mariners have been one of the busier teams approaching the trade deadline, Keith, and apparently they're about to do some business with the Mets too. If you believe what you see on Twitter.
We have trade news. Jared Kelenic stands in from the left side. First pitch from Senga is a sweeper over for strike one. Andy Martino of SNY has reported that the Mets are acquiring Ryan Stanek for a minor leaguer. 1-0 pitch is low. It's 2 balls and no strikes. The minor leaguer is a top 30 prospect. He's number 30 on the list, Ryland Thomas. So the Mets have dealt now with Seattle, who's a team that is in contention. 1-1. That's a little bit high. 2 balls and a strike. So that's bullpen help right there. Ryan Stanek, 8 years in the majors. Pitched with Houston, Miami, Tampa Bay. This year, though, with Seattle. 2-1 to Kelenic. Up and in with a cutter. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Exactly the kind of move that we were expecting the Mets to make, and maybe 1 or 2 more of those, if not something else and something bigger. But certainly this is right what we expected.
3-1, grounded foul, sweeper, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's 2-0 Atlanta, top of the 3rd inning. Kelenic struck out on a forkball his first time. He bats, then Riley, then Ozuna, second time through against Senga. Infield back, swung around right against Kelenic, the lefty. Senga rocks and deals the payoff, and it's fouled away. But what I find very, very amazing about Jerry DiPoto, who I ironically mentioned his name because when Senga was on the market ahead of last year, Jerry DiPoto was quoted as famously saying, Senga's forkball is the best forkball on the planet. Well, he made a trade with the Mets. Payoff, up and away, missed with a forkball. So Senga's first walk of the night is a leadoff walk to Kelenic. And here's Austin Riley. And the other thing about Seattle is that they just lost out on first place. They're a game back now of Houston entering today. They're a team that is fighting for a playoff spot. They were the same team fighting for a playoff spot last year when Jerry DiPoto traded Paul Sewald to the Diamondbacks. He makes some head-scratching moves, man. Here's Riley from the right side. Pitch. Swinging a high fly ball, driven deep to center. Taylor back on it to the track, nearing the wall. Stops and makes the catch. Fires back in. Kelenic looking for second. The cutoff throw bobbled by Lindor in shallow center. So Austin Riley hit about a 402-foot fly out. It's 408 to center field. Man, that's a long fly out that moves Kelenic up to second. And that moves a runner into scoring position for Marcell Ozuna. So anyway, you figured the Mariners would need Ryan Stanek in their bullpen, but DiPoto does a deal with David Stearns, one of, as the Mets are hoping, many moves to bolster this team down the stretch. Trade deadline is Tuesday. Here's Ozuna, righty to righty, 2-0 Atlanta. Pitch. Low and away with a forkball. And a count 1 ball and no strikes. We have already seen a lot of players on the move. We saw, especially last night, A.J. Polk, a reliever, went from Miami to Arizona. Some of the Mets just saw down in Florida. 1-0 pitch is a little inside. 2 balls and no strikes. And I was curious about that deal in particular because, again, the Mets, what does the market look like? So many teams are in. Really, they're fighting for a wild card spot, fighting to just be better in the playoffs. That reliever market's going to be hot, so the cost might be pretty high. 2-0 to Ozuna. Fouled back near the Mets dugout. 2 2 balls and 1 strike, especially where the Mets are into this year. We have a lot of pieces in the minor league system, good pieces from the trade deadline last year, and then we have a new draft, so fresh stock, players getting better, getting older, and that's why you heard the phrase transition year for this year. Well, transition year has turned into a playoff caliber type year for the Mets. 2-1. Ozuna rips one toward third, but it's foul, maybe a foot foul. That's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So that being said, if the Mets do make a deal, what do they give up? Is it too expensive to trade good prospects for good relief pitching? Well, the Miami deal with Arizona gave up 2 top 30 prospects, which it's never equal. So the 8th prospect and the 21st best prospect are never the same system to system, but it was pretty expensive for Arizona. Prospect capital. 2-2, pitch to Ozuna. On the inside corner, 96, blistering at the knees, strike 3. Now Senga's fastball is on tonight. Marcell Ozuna barking at Gabe Morales as he backpedals away to the third base dugout. Senga has struck out 4. 2 down now in the 3rd inning, and Kelenic still hanging out at second base. Top 3, Braves lead 2-0, and here's the lefty, Matt Olson. Lindor keeping Kelenic really close up the middle. Pitch. Missed outside a sweeper, and it's ball 1 as we come to you live from the Bob Murphy broadcast booth, proudly presented by Bigelow Tea. Grab a mug and tea proudly. Olson, a very long battle with Senga last time, struck out on 8 pitches. The 1-0 here, dots the outside corner, a 95-mile-an-hour heater, and it's 1-1. And monitoring Senga's pitch count tonight, he's at 45, so probably close to halfway done, or a little more than halfway done. 2 outs in the 3rd inning, 1-1. Olson swings over a forkball, 1-2. That forkball from Senga, see the reaction from the hitters, but the reaction from Alvarez too tonight on a couple of forkballs in the dirt, where even though the hitter doesn't swing, you can see Alvarez pointing out at Senga saying, nice work, nice pitch. So he's throwing the forkball for a ball in the dirt. He's thrown one for a strike, and he has Olson here, 1-2. Braves 2, Mets nothing, top 3. Runner at second base. Senga, a deep hold, and the 1-2. Hit in the air, deep right field toward the foul pole. It is hooking foul. Deep into the second deck as that orange pole goes up and draws our eyes to that second deck. There's the section to the right of it, and the very last seat on the right side of that, the section of green seats, that's where it landed. So Olson just a touch out in front. Senga trying again here. Exhales, looks at second, and now the 1-2. Swing and a tip into the mid, squeezed by Alvarez. It's strike 3. Kodai Senga with a runner in scoring position, gets tough, comes up.
Can you find Pete Alonso in this sea of Mets fans?
Alonso drives one deep left field, and it's out of here. Pete Alonso with his 2nd home run of the day. Pete Alonso keeps on raking. Just very strong.
And there he is.
Fan with a fly ball, right center field, pretty deep. Cowser is back out near the wall. He leaps up, and it is caught. Colton Cowser makes the game-ending catch.
If that's not big league, I don't know what is, Wayne. Wow. Timed that jump perfectly. Cowser looks back at the wall, times it perfectly in a fist pump.
$39 a month or buy with 0% APR financing for 36 months at Ramsey Mazda, Route 17 North in Ramsey. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. Excludes tax, title, and registration. Zero security deposit. Within R0411934. MSRP 31.325 and 731.24.
The family of Casamigos tequilas, Añejo, Blanco, Cristalino, Reposado, Mezcal, and now introducing the new Casamigos Jalapeno. Casamigos tequila brought to you by those who drink it and love it. Remind you to enjoy today's game responsibly.
At Rings End, we'll use our expertise to turn your inspiration into reality with Benjamin Moore
Moore's large selection of brilliant and durable paints and stains. We offer expert advice for both contractors and homeowners, like complimentary in-store color and design consultations. Rings End is proud to be New England's largest Benjamin Moore retailer, with 31 convenient locations as well as online shopping. No matter how big or small your project, we'll make sure you have everything you need to do it right with Benjamin Moore at Rings End. Your inspiration, our expertise.
Bottom three at Citi Field. Atlanta has a 2-0 lead. Tyrone Taylor, the last man to bat in the building, facing Charlie Morton, righty against righty. First pitch. Zips to the outside corner, a cutter strike, and it's 0-1 on Taylor. Mets go 9-1-2 against Charlie Morton. Taylor, Lindor, and Nimmo. Morton, the overhead old school windup, deals. The pitch bounced to the left side. Grabbed at third by Riley, but he dropped it. Goes to pick it up. Fires. Close play. Safe at first. Taylor legs it out. Riley moving left. Reached down for it. Couldn't cleanly grab it. And that little opening was enough daylight to get Taylor to first base. A little short hop, and Riley went down and ended up kind of stabbing the ball. He didn't glove it, but pushed it into the dirt to stop it. And now a runner on for Francisco Lindor. Suit up this season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of official jerseys, caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your Mets at MLBshop.com. Quick throw to first, and Taylor back in safely with a head-first dive. Now on Tyrone Taylor, they call that an E5. So Riley is pretty good third base and makes the error. Lindor, switch hitter, batting left. Pitch. Swing and a miss. A big cut by Lindor on a back foot curve. And it's 0-1. Scoreboard update sponsored by your local Honda dealers. Contact one for a great deal today. Here again, it is 2-0 Atlanta. Bottom of the third inning. The 0-1. Up and away with a sinker. Ironic, isn't it? And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Baltimore up 1-0 on San Diego. Jordan Westburg hit a homer. The lead for the Orioles in the top of the third. Yanks up in Boston, tied at 1, top 3. A home run from Anthony Volpe, his 8th. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Another back foot curve and another daddy hack by Francisco Lindor, who is using those dad muscles at Yankee Stadium with his daughters Kalina and Amapola sitting right near that dugout. He's behind here, though, 1-2 on Morton. Lindor bounced out of the second baseman his first time. Pitch. Inside with a curve. Lindor learned his lesson, didn't swing at that one. That's 2 balls and no strikes. Top of the fourth in Philly. Cleveland up 2-0. Philly made a deal today with Baltimore. Philly sent Sir Anthony Dominguez and Christian Pache to the Orioles. 2-2. Serve foul, third base side, into the seats. And in return, the Phillies traded a couple big leaguers, got Austin Hayes, who will play corner outfield for Philly. And that's the other thing, too, is that the Mets on that trade market, they're battling with the likes of Philly and Atlanta, everybody in front of them. 2-2 pitch to Lindor. Just missed outside with a curve. Morton tried to snap it over the outside edge and catch Lindor. But now 3-2. Brandon Nimmo waiting on deck. Taylor leads from first. Certainly a threat to run. Olsen holding him on. Morton's payoff. Hit him. So Lindor hit by a curve on the front calf. Now how does he do that? Well, he turned his leg in, and it caught the fleshy part of the calf. So he's at first. Taylor's at second base. And by the way, as the Mets center fielder gets to second base, Centers Healthcare, I'd like to remind you, they're not just care, they're care that moves you. Visit centershealthcare.com. And by the way, for Charlie Morton, he has now hit 181 batters in his career. He is the active leader in hit by pitches. And the Mets welcome it here. First and second, nobody out for Nimmo. Chasing 2. Pitch. Up and away. Missed with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Morton this year has hit 13 batters. That's what happens when you pitch for 17 major league seasons. 40 years old, Charlie Morton. Lindor at first, Taylor at second. 1-0. Outside with a curve. 2 balls and no strikes. And I think Charlie would like to end up, calling it a career at some point. But the Braves keep throwing $20 million at him every single year. Well, that's pretty good. Easy decision to make. Travis d'Arnaud goes out now to talk to Morton. Well, as we told you, Charlie has seen the Mets. He's made 23 starts against them, but he's pitched 24 times. The first appearance Charlie Morton ever made against the Mets was as a reliever in 2008.
Mets were still playing at Shea Stadium in those days.
I mean, he goes back. Nimmo with a nice, juicy 2-0 count. 2 on, nobody out. Pitch. Outside, missed with a curve. 3-0 on Nimmo with J.D. Martinez on deck. And there's nobody out. Bottom 3. Braves up 2-0. Infield around to the right except for Riley. 3-0. High and away, ball 4. 4-pitch walk. And so now the Mets can really do some damage here. Bases loaded, nobody out. A delicious setup for the Mets. And a guy that has had some really good numbers against Morton lifetime, J.D. Martinez, stands in. Now Martinez, 13 for 39. Pretty good numbers head-to-head. Did strike out, though, in the first inning. Braves up 2-0. First pitch. Just missed outside a fastball, and it's ball 1. Nimmo at first, Lindor at second, Taylor at third. Corners are in a touch. Middle infield is tight towards second. Try to get a double play. Outfield is straight up. The 1-0. Martinez grounds it toward third. It is a foul ball picked up by Riley, who threw home, but it's foul. And it's 1-1 on Martinez. And Riley, who fielded that, played it true as if it was a fair ball. Had it out at home. So really the Mets do catch some sort of a break by that going just an inch or two foul. SNY caught a close-up of the ball spinning and hitting the chalk, but then bounding foul to the left of third base. So Martinez takes a big, deep breath, adjusts his jersey on his shoulder, and settles in. Bases juice, nobody out. Mets chasing 2. 1-1 on Martinez. Pitch outside with a curve, and Martinez takes it. 2 balls and a strike. And even though J.D. has been struggling for the last half month or so, I've seen him chase down and away a lot. That's what he did in the first inning. This time laid off the curve. 2 balls and a strike. Morton fires. Just missed low and away with a fastball. Morton put it exactly where he wanted to. d'Arnaud set up away, caught it away, didn't get the call. So now it is 3-1 on a zone that might feel a little shrunk right now for Morton. Alonso on deck, bases loaded, 3-1 to Martinez. The pitch, hit high in the air, deep right field. To fall back at the track, at the wall, he leaps, it's gone! Opposite field, grand slam, J.D. Martinez. Right, and I mean right over that orange line above the Payson Cadillac Club. Oppo Taco, J.D. Martinez. It's 4-2 Mets in the third.
Really, when you think of J.D. Martinez's power, that's where you think. Right center. And when this ballpark opened, now wouldn't have had enough to get out, but with some of the dimension changes over the period of time since 2009, well, let's just say they brought those fences into the tune of 4 runs on that one swing.
And here's Alonso now. This place on its feet.
And that's their first hit of the inning.
Morton fires. He takes inside, ball 1. Now J.D. Martinez, that's his first home run since, remember extra innings in Washington, those 2 explosion innings in the 10th? That's the last time he homered, early July. The 1-0 pitch, grounded weakly to the left side. Arcia at short, slides left to scoop it up and send it over in time. Alonso retired.
Second grand slam of the year for the Mets, and they both come against the Braves. Tyrone Taylor did it in Atlanta on the 11th of April.
Now that time, that was the 16-4 Mets win. This one for Martinez, certainly a little more dramatic here. Right over the top tape. They call it 366 feet. I mean, that just got over. So now McNeil, Mets up 4-2, 1 out in the third. Morton overhead windup, fires. Misses low. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Again, the inning began with an E5, then a hit by pitch, then a walk, and then 3-1. Well, J.D. Martinez licking his chops. Got the pitch he wanted, low and away. 1-0 to McNeil. Swing and a miss at a big curve. 1-1. So the first Mets run of the game, sponsored by Sloman's Home Security. Real security powered by real people. Sloman's, the difference is human. Jeff flew out to center his first time, 0 for 1. Morton kicks and fires. And this one's ripped to right center field and deep. Duvall over to the gap. He looks up. It's at the base of the wall at the 380 mark in right center. Kelnick over to field and fire in, and Jeff McNeil stays hot. He's got a double to right center. Gets his second, celebrates with his teammates in the first base dugout. Happy Jeff is 1 for 2. And let's pause 10 seconds. Station ID on the WCBS Mets Radio Network.
New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut's home for news, traffic, weather, and the Mets. This is WCBS and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
With Howie Rose, my name is Keith Ratt, Citi Field. Mets 4, Braves 2, bottom 3. Here's Vientos. 1 out, runner at second. Righty against righty. Morton sets and goes. First pitch outside, a sinker. And a count, 1 ball and no strikes. Well, whoever this Jeff McNeil character is and who he was, this has been amazing. Hitting .417 out of the All-Star break. Hitting .216 in the 88 games before. 1-0. Low with a curve. 2 balls and no strikes. And as Morton now looks at his pitch count, 54 pitches, 28 strikes, 26 balls, and nobody up in that Braves bullpen. 2-0 to Vientos. Swinging a foul at home plate that caught Darno in a very tough spot. And so Vientos takes a walk around. 2-1 on Vientos. J.D. Martinez now 11 homers, 44 RBIs. Second home run lifetime against Charlie Morton. He now has the Mets up 4-2. McNeil a small lead at second. 2-1 pitch. That's lifted in the air. Deep left field. Vientos looking for one, and he's got it. 2-run homer right over the 358 sign into the party deck. And a party it is in the third inning for the Mets. 2-run home run. Second of the inning against Charlie Morton, and it is 6-2 New York in the third.
Sorry, Keith. Obviously, when you pull away in a game the way the Mets are doing now, and when you hit the amount of home runs and win the number of games the Mets have lately, well, you know, of course the body language is going to look good. But the other side of that, you look at the Atlanta Braves. They trudged off the field last night after that ball was overrun by Laureano, and the Mets are having a party in their dugout. I mean, you talk about two teams with an absolute polar opposite countenance, and that's what you're getting in these two dugouts here.
Here's Iglesias. 6-2 Mets in the bottom of the third. Morton fires. Strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Now the Braves walked into this series ahead of the Mets in the standings, but the mental and emotional part, not so much. 0-1. Is hit sharply to short, right at Arcia, who fields between the cleats, slings over to first in time. That's just the second out. So Iglesias is down. And here's the 9th man to bat in the inning. The catcher, Francisco Alvarez.
You can understand it on one level, right? The Braves have won their division 6 years in a row. They know they're an outstanding team when they're healthy, but you can't take Acuna and Albies and Harris out of this lineup and expect anything close to the production that they figured to get. It's one of those years that have conspired to get them into the position they're in now, and they're wearing that. They're showing it.
First pitch to Alvarez. Breaks low, a curve for ball 1.
But it almost seemed like they're waiting for another shoe to drop.
They're just different. It's a different feeling. That intimidation factor that was there last year is not there this year. Here comes the 1-0 to Alvarez. That's slammed in the sky. Deep left field. Alvarez sends it way out. Off the facing of the second deck, a solo bombosa by Alvarez. 7-2 Mets in the third. The third home run of the inning against Charlie Morton. It's been a month, but Alvarez has home run number 5. An elbow bump with Tyrone Taylor as Alvarez is on his way to the dugout to celebrate. Brian Snitker out to make a pitching change. The Mets blow Charlie Morton up in the third inning. 7-2 New York, this pitching change. Sponsored by Hyundai. With a brand new Hyundai, there's joy in every journey. Visit HyundaiUSA.com today.
Our world is full of emerging technology, which can be great.
Hi, I'm an AI virtual assistant.
But too much technology can be kinda scary.
I can figure out time travel.
At Hyundai, we're including user-friendly intuitive technology on all our 2024 models, like complimentary Blue Link Plus, which can help you locate your car, start it remotely, even adjust the temperature.
Welcome to the big leagues, Rhys Hines. What a way to splash in the show! Big league debut, big league bomb! What an arrival on the biggest stage in baseball! Rhys Hines makes baseball history! The first man ever to launch 5 extra base hits in his first 2 games! At the wall, gone! The rookie continues to rank the first big league grand slam for Rhys Hines!
Center field, pretty deep. Cowser is back out near the wall. He leaps up, and it is caught! Colton Cowser makes the game-ending catch!
If that's not big league, I don't know what is, Wayne. Wow! Timed that jump perfectly. Cowser looks back at the wall, times it perfectly in a fist pump.
When it gets late in the game and a pitching change happens and they're trying to keep these people on their feet, they'll flash the lights, they'll play music. Well, very rarely do you see something like this happen when the sun is still out. The sun is setting. It's still kind of a purple and orange sky. And this place is electric right now. First pitch to Tyrone Taylor. Strike on the inside corner, and the count 0-1. Well, the inning continues. Taylor, who started the inning reaching on an E5, bats for the second time. Hernandez sets, fires the 0-1. Hits the outside corner with a slider, and it's 0-2. And there are 2 outs in the inning. Power Report sponsored by Bill Vince's Bridgewater Acura on Route 22 in Bridgewater, New Jersey. And for Bill Vince's Bridgewater Acura, the whole third inning is the Power Report. Next toss to Taylor. Flied in the air to left. Rosario back to the track, but this one's going to stay in the yard. He makes the catch at the edge of the track to retire the side. Fans on their feet at...
Now it's time for Eyes on the Ball Player. Can you find Byron Buxton in this photo of Twins fans?
He is hitting balls into absolute orbit.
Best of the best status.
He has done it again! It's straight for Byron Buxton. Buxton, my goodness!
The hottest player whenever he's on the field.
Buxton with the catch! And it's caught! Buxton catches that ball.
And there he is.
Hey, Jordan hits one high, hits one deep. In Mexico, it's gone for a 2-run home run. The big man makes it a 3-2 game as he crushes one to right center. And an infield hit, and Jordan drills one deep to center field. Oh my goodness, Jordan with a multi-home run game.
First home run, 461 feet. That home run, 461 feet.
Come on.
This is it. The beekeeper made his way. A grand entrance onto the field here. He just removed the bees.
Bees are all gone. We're clear for baseball. Diamondbacks in extra innings this year, just 1 and 3. Christian Walker. Goodbye, Arizona. Woo! The first career walk-off home run for Christian Walker. His first multi-homer game this year. And the Diamondbacks walk off the Dodgers.
Luis Arraez now. 1 out in the 9th. Line to center field, a base hit. Wade's coming around from second. Here comes the throw. He will be safe. Welcome to San Diego. Luis Arraez. Walk-off base hit. And it should be no surprise that Arise comes through with the big hit. Time to celebrate.
Fourth inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. This game is a little different now. We go to the top of the fourth. 7-2 Mets over the Braves. Kodai Senga facing Travis d'Arnaud, righty to righty. First pitch. Up and in, missed with a fastball. That count 1 ball and no strikes. Well, Kodai Senga probably feels good now, having such a big lead. He had given up a 2-run home run to Adam Duvall earlier in the game. Get the Braves in front. High kick, 1-0. Strike on the outside corner, a slider, and it's 1-1.
Just wonder about the long inning, whether that'll affect him at all.
Yeah, that's true. He's at 50 pitches, scheduled to go about 80, 85. The 1-1 to d'Arnaud. Fouled into the mid, big swing of the cutter, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. And Kodai Senga, first start back, and these fans were certainly juiced up for that tonight. Those home runs helped the cause. 1-2. On the inside corner, d'Arnaud caught looking at 98 miles an hour. Now we know Senga's got that in the tank. That's his 6th strikeout, and he freezes d'Arnaud 1 away. Here's lefty Eddie Rosario. He'll bat and then the home run hitter Adam Duvall. But for Senga, you know he was, again, jacked up to pitch on this Friday night before a fireworks show. First toss, down and in with a sweeper. They count 1 ball and no strikes. And there's a lot of pressure, too, even though Senga, through 29 starts last year, pitched to a sub-3 ERA. 7th in the Cy Young voting in the NL. Here's the 1-0. That's low with a forkball. 2 balls and no strikes. So he's been there. He's not been there and done that. It's only his 2nd Major League season. But coming into this year, knowing what he did last year, how long he's been out, he wanted to impress. Extra pressure, but now pressure's off a little bit. 2-0 is lined in the air left field. Nimmo coming in and over. Makes the catch, reaching down by his knee on the backhand. Snaps it out of the sky. Nimmo makes the grab. 2 outs in the 4th. Will Salmon of The Athletic was reporting on Kodai Senga as he finished up those rehabs at AAA Syracuse. I know the last one didn't go well. And as Will wrote in his story, a couple of evaluators or scouts maybe watching said Kodai seemed a little tuned out. That might mean he was ready to go. Pitch to Duvall. That's popped up. Foul ground, first base side. Alonso sprinting over. Warning track. Railing and foul into the camera well. Count 0-1 on Duvall, with the Mets leading the Braves 7-2 in the top of the 4th. Senga was out, right posterior capsule strain in his shoulder. A capsule strain is always a terrifying injury for a pitcher. Senga was lucky because posterior was on the back. That's the injury. The anterior one, that's the killer. Deep breath. And now the 0-1 to Duvall. Righty takes a strike on the inside corner at 96. And it's 0-2. And then on his way back, Senga nipped with a little triceps inflammation. It's been a long road back. Missed 102 games. And time called at home plate by Duvall. No balls and 2 strikes. Senga had 57 pitches, 6 strikeouts. He allowed the home run and 1 other hit. 1 walk, but that's it. Mets up by 5 in the 4th. Nobody on base. 0-2 on Duvall. Senga fires. Just missed low with a fastball. Alvarez trying to snap the glove right back up and catch the bottom of the zone. Didn't get it. Duvall climbs in. Alvarez Jr. on deck. Senga from the belt. High kick, 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging high, heater 97 up. Kodai Senga with a 1-2-3 inning after the Mets spot him a big.
Again, Blanco 1 pitch away.
Ground ball. Dubon throws to first. No hitter. Renaud Blanco in his 8th career start. The 30-year-old makes magic on April Fool's Day. Today, he makes history. Unbelievable.
Lindor looking for his first hit. Fly ball left center field. Pretty well hit. Benson's going back. It's gone! First home run of the year. And Bryce Harper hooks one out toward right. Pretty deep. It is gone! It's his second home run of the night. Yeah, it's hooked deep to right center field. No doubt about it. A 3-homer game. He caps it off with a grand slam.
Oh, my.
His ball's crushed to deep left. Back on it is Donovan. It's out of here. First big league homer for James Wood. A 3-run shot to the opposite field.
See owner's manual for important safety information. Well-qualified lessees 2024 Pathfinder SB 4-wheel drive. $62.59 initial payment excludes tax, title, license, and $695 acquisition fee. Disposition fee due at lease end. Take from new dealer stock. Call 1-888-858-8319 for offer details and 73124.
Bottom of the fourth inning in Flushing. Mets 7, Braves 2. Francisco Lindor leads off, and the first pitch from Hernandez is caught on a missed a high 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Strike one, and Lindor took a big swing and calls for time. Mets took 3 big swings in that third inning. J.D. Martinez hit a grand slam. Mark Vientos hit a 2-run homer, and Francisco Alvarez capped it off with a 409-foot shot off the LED board for the facing of the second deck. The 0-1, Lindor cannot hold up on a check swing. That was a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. That's 0-2. Lindor, then Nimmo, then Martinez. Pitch. Low and in with a sinker. Ball and 2 strikes. So the Mets knock Charlie Morton out after 2 2/3. 7 runs, 5 of them earned. 6 hits, 1 walk, 2 Ks. Pitch. Down low with a slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Lindor. Now Morton's career high in home runs allowed. It's only 3, so the Mets got him with 1. It's the 6th time it's ever happened in Morton's career. It has never happened more than that. You figured it might, 17 years in the majors, but that means the Mets got Morton pretty good tonight. 2-2. Swing and a miss on a fastball in 99. It was a check swing, but it was there anyway, but Lindor also might have gone around. It was not a pretty at-bat there for Lindor against Hernandez's 99-mile-an-hour fastball. I'll call it a looking strikeout. And there's one down in the fourth. So the Mets offense made it look easy, and following the speed limit can be easy too. Vision Zero reminds you to slow down and watch for pedestrians and cyclists. Here's Nimmo. First pitch sinker runs low and in right over his white cleats. That's ball 1. Nimmo has struck out and walked. A left-hand hitter, 1-0. Stung foul in the air, third base side, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Now, the Mets told you they traded for Ryan Stanek. It was reported by Andy Martino of SNY. It has now been confirmed by the team. The Mets have announced that they have traded. 1-1. Swing and a tip into d'Arnaud's mitt, the catcher. That's a ball and 2 strikes. And it's exactly as Andy reported. Ryan Stanek for minor league outfielder Ryland Thomas, who was the number 30 Mets prospect. 1-2. It's a little bit low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And of the prospects that may be on the move for the Mets to get better, you'll probably see them go more position players than you would pitchers to give up. But we'll see. 2-2. Nimmo takes inside. A slider missed. 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's only Friday. We have all day Saturday, all day Sunday, all day Monday, and then Tuesday. That's the trade deadline. Payoff pitch to Nimmo. Up and in. So Brandon works it full and takes 98 up by his knuckles and earns a walk. Now, speaking of this weekend, you get to City Field early this Saturday, July 27. That's tomorrow for the Mets block party, featuring your favorite ballpark food and drinks, entertainment, giveaways. Go to Mets.com/block party for details. Pitch to Martinez, swing and a miss at a high fastball. That's 0-1. Mets 7, Braves 2. Last of the fourth. 1 on, 1 out. Deep breath from Hernandez, and the pitch. Dribbled foul behind home plate. No balls and 2 strikes. Now, Mets tonight with a win can vault in front of Atlanta for the top wild card spot. They are just a half game back. 1 back on the loss side. Hernandez is 0-2. Check swing slider. Did he go? There's not even an appeal. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. And I think even Matt Olson at first base was keeping Nimmo close, was wondering where's the appeal. But Gabe Morales was confident enough, said Martinez didn't even go far enough to garner an appeal. 1-2. Popped up, foul ground first base side, twisting away from play into the seats. And it's 1-2. Martinez adjusting the dual-colored batting gloves. The palm of the glove is black. The outside of the glove is gray. Mets are wearing their black jerseys tonight. Nimmo from first, 1 out, 1-2. Popped in the sky, shallow center. Kelenic sprinting in now. It falls for a base hit. Nimmo had to hold up and gets his second. And Martinez is now on with a blooper. So the way Kelenic reacted was kind of traditional. Took a step back and then came in. I thought he had a beat on it, but it seemed like he was accelerating, running in. And then the second baseman, Alvarez, slid out feet first, but he had no chance at it either. And the Mets once again getting something going here. This time against the Braves bullpen. So here's Pete. An 0 for night for Pete. First toss. Swing and a miss at a slider. Fading down and away. No balls and a strike on Pete. Again, the Mets have 7 runs on 7 hits. 3 of them homers. And the Mets' best home run hitter is not involved yet. Not yet, though. 0-1. Off the plate again with a slider. 1 ball and 1 strike. So last night the Mets hung in there against Chris Sale. Tonight they knock out Charlie Morton in the 3rd inning and face the Braves bullpen very, very early. 1-1. Jammed him. Fly ball right field down the line. Duvall over, but it's foul. We'll count a ball and 2 strikes. Now where Dicebell Hernandez is, just recently called up from AAA Jacksonville. He is not one of their high leverage guys, but the Braves bullpen has been really, really good. 2nd best ERA in baseball this year. First and second, 1 out. The 1-2 to Alonso, down and away with a slider. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And as this series rolls along, right-hander Spencer Schwellenbach pitching tomorrow for Atlanta against Tyler McGill. And then Reynaldo Lopez, who has been actually numbers-wise a little bit better than Sale, pitching on Sunday against lefty David Peterson. Pete called for his time, now climbs back in. Mets up by 5, bottom of the 4th. 2 on, 1 out. Hernandez comes set, ball in that red glove. Pitch outside with 98. The count 3-2. Now for Hernandez, I'm feeding you all the velo for him. It's 98-99. Next toss, outside, ball 4. Pete with a full count walks. And once again, the Mets have the bases loaded, and they do so for the 2nd consecutive inning.
98-99 is great if you know where it's going.
That's the issue for Dicebell Hernandez.
And so many others.
Yes, unfortunately. And now time is called. A visit on the mound. This is not the pitching coach, Rick Kranitz. I don't know if Rick's at the hospital waiting for a baby.
You know what? His wife has not been well.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and so he's been away from the team for a little while now.
So a meeting on the mound with Dicebell Hernandez. Now, we were at Yankee Stadium the other day, and Matt Blake, the pitching coach, couldn't find him. He wasn't out making the mound visits. Turns out he was at the hospital. His wife was giving birth.
This is Eric Abreu, who has been the bullpen coach, who is serving as the pitching coach for the time being.
So Abreu out for a quick conversation, hand over his mouth, doing most of the talking. And he sprints back down the steps of the third base dugout. Jeff McNeil stands in. And Jeff has been hotter than hot coming out of the All-Star break. He doubled his last time. Bases loaded, 1 out. First pitch. Low in the dirt with a slider. It's 1-0. And with the Braves on the road in this 4-game set, down early and down big early, they don't have anybody up in that bullpen. Hernandez got the last out of the 3rd, and he may have to wear it. in this fourth inning. 1-0. At the knees, a fastball strike at 98, and it's 1-1. And for Hernandez coming in, he has struck out 12 and walked only 3 in 9 2/3 innings. But he hasn't allowed a run at the big league level yet. Bases loaded, the 1-1. McNeil flails at a fastball away. 1-2. For McNeil coming out of the break, 11 for 26, including 4 home runs. And things are starting to fall Jeff's way outside of the homers. 1-2. Swing and a tip into the mid. He goes down here on the fastball. That was just power versus a big swing. And Hernandez wins the battle. And now Vientos, already with 2 hits tonight, had that infield hit up the middle, and then a 2-run home run. Sailed right over the fence and left into the party deck. Bases loaded, 2 outs. First pitch. Outside and low with a slider for ball 1. Vientos, since he has been up again after the Mets sent him down, has been one of the best third basemen in the National League. 1-0. Dribbled foul at the first base line, and the count 1-1 strike. Coming out of that return, remember he hit the walk-off home run, then was sent down, then was brought back. When the Mets sent Brett Beatty down, it's been Vientos' job, and he has grabbed hold of it. Since he's been back, first in homers among National League third basemen. That league grows now. He's got 14 of them. 1-1. Way outside. Good backhand stop by d'Arnaud, the catcher, reaching down and away to his right. That's 2-1 on Mark. The Mets have Nimmo at third, Martinez at second, Alonso at first. Up 7-2 in the fourth. 2-1 pitch. Low and away, ball 3. Well, obviously, there's nowhere to put Vientos. Jose Iglesias lingers on deck. Vientos sways the bat over the plate. Now rests the bat on his right shoulder. 3-1 pitch. Downstairs, ball 4. Hernandez walks in a run, and the Mets take an 8-2 lead. Vientos credited with a walk, of course, and an RBI, his third RBI of the night. Vientos to first, Alonso to second, Martinez to third, and Nimmo comes home to score to give the Mets a 6-run lead.
Remember in the last inning when the Mets scored their 7 runs, the first 3 batters reached without a hit before J.D. Martinez's grand slam, and the Mets only have 1 hit in this inning. There have been 3 walks.
First pitch to Jose Iglesias is high and away, ball 1. Another one out of the zone. So Hernandez, 35 pitches, 18 strikes, 17 balls. And Iglesias, a great contact hitter. 1-0. Down and on the inside corner for a strike. It was an awkward reception from d'Arnaud, and that's probably what Iglesias is barking at Gabe Morales for. d'Arnaud kind of fell down and in, and his momentum carried him behind Iglesias.
Carlos Mendoza's hot.
Ball, I guess, crossed the inside corner first. 1-1. Fouled straight back to the screen. That was 97 on the outside corner. Iglesias, such a big cut, he went down to a knee. So Hernandez, though he's walked in a run, has the bases loaded and 2 outs. He's a strike away from getting out of it. Mets have an 8-2 lead and the bases loaded. Next pitch, grounded up the middle. Arcia, the shortstop, to his left, flips to the second baseman, covering in time to get the force, and the inning is over. Mets had him loaded. And
Randy Arozarena, needless to say, a lot of baseball talent. Oh, there's a drive! High and deep to left. Arozarena has hit it out.
Ask and you shall receive.
Into Randyland and up to the Viva Victory ledge. Tell you what, that was a no-doubter also. That wasn't one of those ones that hangs up.
445 feet for Randy Arozarena.
109. He did not miss a stitch.
That got out of here in a split second.
And now he hits a high drive left center field. And jumping at the wall and making the catch is Dalton Varsho. Holy cow!
Dalton Varsho with absolute robbery at the left field wall. Rodriguez takes his cap and points out to the left fielder. 1 down.
In their 63rd season.
It's happened! The
Texas Rangers win the World Series. So long to heartbreak. Hello World Series for the Texas Rangers, champions in 2023. And in 2 short years, they've delivered. Bruce Bochy has his 4th World Series ring.
What a moment, and what a year for the Texas Rangers. Payoff in a big spot right here. Sends it deep the other way. Donovan backing up to the track, to the wall. And Pavin Smith hits one off the wall. This will get 2 runs home. 8-1. Pavin Smith the other way. And Pavin tries.
Spectrum Mobile. Visit spectrum.com/it-pays-to-switch for full details. Offer subject to change. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
We crawl our way to the top of the 5th inning at Citi Field. The Mets up 8-2. The offense has been the story, but Howie Kodai Senga's looked pretty good too.
Yeah, and that's obviously the big story, I think, at least if you would project it from the beginning of the game. Nacho Alvarez takes a called strike, 0-1 as we begin this 5th inning. But the beauty of it now for the Mets is not only the fact that their bats are doing the damage that they've been doing so often lately, but now they don't have to push Senga. The 0-1 taken low and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. I mean, they weren't going to push him. They were going to limit him, is the better term, to like 80, 85. But if they got to an area where they felt, well, should we give him another? They don't have to worry about that, at least not for now with a 6-run lead. The 1-1 on the way. Swing and a liner to right. Back goes McNeil, and he reaches up to make the catch. 1 man away as he crosses onto the warning track. But, don't forget what this all portends. If the Mets hold on here, and I say hold on, they've got a 6-run lead. We're in the 5th inning. If they go on to win this game, they will be the first wild card team with, 103 games, so 59 remain after this. But when you consider where they were, it's nothing short of remarkable. Here's Orlando Arcia, takes a pitch for a called strike, the fork ball, 0-1. This 5th inning is sponsored by ELEC 825, building our future. Arcia struck out his first time. The 0-1 tries to hold his swing. He did not. He went around on appeal to first. Doug Eddings, who has always been a very generous umpire to pitchers, just did the same from his perch at first base. He'll have the plate tomorrow. Here's the 0-2 on the way. Swung on and missed strike 3. Got him with a fork ball, diving down and away. Senga cruising now, maybe with a little help from the Braves. That's 8 strikeouts as they continue to chase and swing early in the count. And, they're down 6 runs. They have been going in the complete opposite direction from where the Mets were when these teams were at the end of May. Here's Jared Kelenic, takes a called strike, 0-1. Again, you go back to May 30th, the Braves were 10 games ahead of the Mets. But the Mets have gone 32-15 since then. The Braves have been 2 games under 500. The 0-1, that's a called strike on the inside corner. And the count 0-2. Aaron Bummer, a left-hander, getting ready in the Braves bullpen. So maybe we've seen the last of hard throwing. Where is it going, Hernandez? The 0-2 to Kelenic. Just missed with that fork ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. With the lead, Senga throwing strikes for the most part. Tired 8 in a row. 1-2 on the way. Swung on and missed strike 3. Got him with a fastball side, retired. 9 strikeouts for Senga, who is looking about at...
that'll bring up Rizzo, sitting on 299 career home runs. High fly ball, deep right center. That ball is gone. See ya. Home run number 300 for Anthony Rizzo. A 2-run shot, and the Yankees lead 15-5. 161st player in big league history to hit that number 300.
Towards right field. This one heading back for the bullpen at the wall. See you later. Cam Collier breaks this one open. A 1-0 lead.
They've used pretty often lately. In fact, 4 straight games now. The opposition has scored first. A run, 2 runs. The Mets not only have come back, they came back with a flourish tonight. 7 runs in the 3rd inning, 3 home runs, adding a run in the 4th. So last of the 5th, and a new pitcher for the Braves. It's lefty Aaron Bummer. And the first pitch to Francisco Alvarez is fouled into the seats right next to the Mets dugout on the first base side. It's 0-1. Alvarez hit his first home run in exactly a month. His last time up, his 5th home run of the year. That was the shower ball for Charlie Morton. The 0-1 taken for a called strike. And the count 0-2 as we come to you live from the Bob Murphy broadcast booth, proudly presented by Bigelow Tea. Grab a mug and tea proudly. Here's the 0-2 to Alvarez. Swing and a grounder to first. Big hop that's smothered by Olsen. He runs to the bag and beats Alvarez by a step. 1 man away, and it'll bring up Tyrone Taylor. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Be sure to check out the famous Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey Bar. That's out in center field, and you can grab a game time mule. Try the brand new Tullamore Dew Honey and the Honey Surfer Cocktail. Tullamore Dew, official Irish whiskey of the New York Mets. Please enjoy responsibly. Tyrone Taylor will be the batter now against Aaron Bummer. And the first pitch on the way. Swing and a foul back to the screen. 0-1. You know, they measure everything about hitting and pitching these days. And according to StatCast, and I certainly don't think you would qualify Alvarez's ground ball out, even though it took a funny hop on Olsen. It wasn't hit all that hard. The 0-1 to Taylor, taken for a call, strike 0-2. But they actually track the number of barreled balls, meaning just what it says, really, balls hit right on the barrel. Hard hit balls. He hasn't allowed one yet in over 100 batters faced. The 0-2 fastball is in there. Strike 3 called, and Taylor called out on strikes. So 2 men away before Lindor will pause for station ID on the WCBS Mets radio network.
When the Mets aren't playing, get everything you need to know every time you listen to WCBS and WCBS-FM HD2 New York.
Howie Rose, Keith Rad with you at Citi Field. Mets 8, Braves 2, last of the 5th. 2 out, no on. First pitch for Lindor, taken outside, ball 1.
Did I just hear you talk about barrel percentage?
Well,
I love this.
Not because it's anything that, I feel compelled to look up every single morning when I get up. The 1-0 to Lindor, taken outside, 2-0, but it's something the Braves feel is worthy of discussion. In an 8-2 game, I'm more than happy to oblige them.
Don't shy away from it. This is beautiful.
Well, it just surprises me that nobody's barreled him up. Here's the 2-0. Line foul down the right field line and out of play. The count 2-1. I mean, it's all about context, right? And within this particular very narrow context of this guy Bummer pitching and the Mets barreling up a lot of balls lately, I thought that was noteworthy. Most days I would not. The 2-1. Hit on the ground to short. I think he got it just below the barrel. Fielded by Arcia, throws to first in time, side retired. Well, Mets have...
We do not mess up your name. We pride ourselves here on MLB Central.
That's right.
Right?
That's
on
right.
getting them right. We have a little game for you. Are you ready? Blow or Lau had his first big league hit against Nathan Eovaldi.
Wow.
No.
Oh. Your first knock's Eovaldi? Off the end of the bat.
That's a nice one, though.
Yeah.
What were you thinking right there?
Oh, this is your first.
That doesn't count. Have you ever hit 1,000 for a year?
There you go.
Don't sleep on him going to third here. He goes. Pitch low and away. The throw to third base, and it's not in time. He has the record. 67 stolen bases for Esteury Ruiz. The new American League rookie record.
Well, now he's looking at it. Now he wants it. Can I have it? I got to keep it? Come on, I want it.
Number 67, Esteury Ruiz.
Paul Skeens, you know all about him, the #1 overall pick in the country just last year out of LSU. He's getting ready to warm up today and get ready to throw out that first pitch.
Boy, that's just nasty. That's a backdoor curveball.
There's an 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 7 strikeouts for Paul Skeens. Yaz to right center field and deep. On its way, and it is gone at Fenway Park. Mike Yastrzemski.
And how about your son hitting a homer? Yastrzemski at Fenway.
That just feels right. Pretty cool.
Let's go.
And even Red Sox fans, not all of them, but even Red Sox fans are giving him a cheer.
Okay, there's your segue as Austin Riley takes inside for ball 1.
What kind of show is this?
Talk about rolling out the barrel and Aaron Bummer not being barreled up yet this year. This is the Lawrence Welk show. The 0-1 to Riley swung on and missed, nothing in 2.
Whatever show it is, it's still going.
Thank you, boys. Oh, by the way, the 0-2 to Riley is pulled on the ground foul down the third base side. What the wide world of sports?
Anybody on the controls
going
back there?
on around here? It's 8-2 Mets. We're in the top of the 6th inning. The pitch to Riley popped up near the pitcher's mouth.
No.
Alonso wants it, makes the catch, but something happened with Senga.
Senga immediately grabbing his leg.
Oh, boy.
He's down on his back. Must have pulled or tightened something. Oh, no.
He's tugging at his calf, I think.
I mean, talk about a good time that has stopped. The silence of this place right now.
Senga is seated on the grass just inside the first baseline, and you hope that this might be a cramp. I'm certainly no doctor. Brian Baca, the trainer, is out there. The Mets, I'm sure, will not take any chances with Senga in an 8-2 game in his first game back. But I think the best case scenario here is that this is some kind of cramp. The way they're rubbing it, that's kind of what it seems like. I don't think there's any reason to let him throw another pitch, to be honest with you. But, if it is a cramp, then I'm sure he's going to try to talk his way into staying in this game. And there is a lot of conversation going on right now. And Senga, I believe, is going to walk off. But he appears to be okay. He just shook hands with Francisco Lindor, who gives him a little hug. So does Alvarez. And Senga standing on his own 2 feet. I'm going to take the liberty of guessing that that's all that was a cramp as he walks somewhat gingerly, holding his right hip now. Maybe it's a little more than just a cramp. But anyway, he's got his right hand on his hip. He's flexing that leg a little bit more noticeably as he walks down. Actually, he kind of pushes himself without putting too much weight on that leg down the dugout steps. But in any event, Pete Alonso made the out at first. And now Senga leaves, and this incoming pitcher will have as much time as he needs or wants to warm up. So with the Mets leading 8-2, this pitching change is brought to you by the New York Lottery. Get out there and play the newest scratch-off games for a chance to win.
Our world is full of emerging technology, which can be great.
Hi, I'm an AI virtual assistant.
But too much technology can be kind of scary.
I can figure out time travel.
At Hyundai, we're including user-friendly intuitive technology on all our 2024 models, like complimentary BlueLink Plus, which can help you locate your car, start it remotely, even adjust the temperature inside. We also offer available technology like Digital Key, so if your keys go missing, you can use your phone to access your Hyundai.
I can access your phone, your home, your...
Libera tu espíritu ganador. Apuestas deportivas y cientos de juegos de casino. Disfruta de pagos en minutos, una plataforma segura y atención personalizada en todo momento. Pronostica, diviértete y lleva tu pasión al siguiente nivel. Betcris.
Brett Rooker joining the show in studio. We're going to talk hitting.
What are you thinking right here? That's 95 at the very top, and I at least foul it off. So I know I can cover it. If I make that same move and have that same mindset, I can cover the fastball at the top. And if I can cover that fastball at the top and at least foul it off with 2 strikes, then I know I'm on the rest of the pitches. And I know I've got time to adjust to it. Can we get a side view? One of the side views back up? And I think God,
he's going to work here. I know he's definitely ready.
Here he comes.
He's ready, man.
In their 63rd season.
It's happened! The Texas Rangers win the World Series!
So long to heartbreak. Hello, World Series for the Texas Rangers, champions in 2023. And in 2 short years, they've delivered. Bruce Bochy has his 4th World Series ring.
What a moment, and what a year for the Texas Rangers.
Sewald trying to close it out and give the Diamondbacks a win. Sewald set. And the 0-2 pitch to Contreras on the way. And he struck him out swinging. And the Arizona Diamondbacks will advance to the next round of the postseason. They win this best-of-3 series, 2-0 in Milwaukee. And what an effort by the Arizona Diamondbacks here at American Family Field over the last 2 nights.
Boy, what a team win this was.
Another hit. He's reached in 13 straight plate appearances and 12 hits in that span. 4th time in Major League history. 12 straight at-bats with a hit.
Didn't come cheap either. 102 off the bat here. And again, up the middle.
They're having a little party, or the Mariners in Chicago, where Seattle scored 8 runs in the top of the 1st inning. They're now on the bottom of the 2nd. And it is 8-0 Mariners against the pitiful White Sox. Josh Rojas, Dylan Moore, and Victor Robles, all with home runs. In fact, they came back to back in that 1st inning. The Washington Nationals are leading the St. Louis Cardinals 2-0. The top of the 3rd in St. Louis. That's good news for the Mets, who have certainly made their own good news tonight, building an 8-2 lead over the Braves. And assuming they hold on and win this thing, the Mets will have the first wild card spot in the National League with 59 to go, which means there are a ton of different things that can happen. But the significance of the first wild card spot is that it's 2 out of 3 series, and all 3 games are played in the home ballpark of the team in that 3rd position. Of course, the Mets had that going for them 2 years ago when they played the San Diego Padres and wound up losing that series in 3 games. But, you know, that's something to shoot for here, as they have made up 9.5 games on the Atlanta Braves since the end of May. Well, Orzi's good to go, facing Marcell Ozuna now, and the first pitch is swung on and fouled straight down at home plate, 0-1. So Senga winds up going 5 1/3 innings, retires the last 10 that he faces, allowing 2 runs on 2 hits. That came in the 2nd inning, 2-run homer by Adam Duvall, accounting for the only scoring. So Orzi leaning in, and the 0-1 on the way, swinging a high fly ball deep to left field. Back goes Nimmo. This ball might go, and it does. A home run for Marcell Ozuna leaves Eric Orzi still looking to retire his first batter in the big leagues, and the crowd not appreciating that in what is now an 8-3 Mets lead. Ozuna is showboating it around the bases, doing his goofy little dance steps as he gets to second and third. My goodness. Just now does he get to home plate and point skyward as he has cut the Mets lead to 8-3. That's bad luck, if you ask me.
Well, Ozuna, too, on this really a career year. That's now 29 home runs for him. And even though the Braves are not playing well, he certainly is. And he caught a young kid trying to get ahead, threw it right down the middle, and Ozuna hit it right out.
I mean, your team's down 8-2. Just go around the bases. Matt Olson takes low and inside, ball one. Don't know whether the Mets would open up a can of worms that would result in sending a message his next time up. In any event, Eric Orsi now has given up 4 big league runs. Has not recorded an out. The 0-1 to Olson, taken down and in. And the count, 2 balls and no strikes. 3 hits, 4 runs, and a walk allowed by Orsi. And the 2-0 pitch, taken down and in. 3 balls and no strikes. And all joking aside, the Mets need Orsi to get some outs here because he came in with a 6-run lead. The Mets don't want to burn any pitching unnecessarily that they don't have to. 3-0 on the way, and that's below the knees, ball 4. So Orsi still is not retired a batter. His only big league outing was 18 days ago against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Through 17 pitches, he's thrown 6 more here. And now Jeremy Hefner is going to go out to the mound and talk to him with Travis d'Arnaud coming up.
Now, the Mets do have some options, but the number of guys that can, on paper, give you multiple innings, 30, 35 pitches, which you hope is about 2 innings or something of the like. Orsi's the guy that would fill that role. And the way that, unfortunately, this weekend would go is the guy that's supposed to pitch tomorrow, Tyler McGill, needs to get on the roster. And when he needs to get on the roster, somebody need to go, and the person that needs to go needs to do his job so that the Mets can certainly, squeeze enough juice from the orange, so to speak.
Absolutely, and that's an orange that you've known since it was still on the vines, right? In Brooklyn?
Yes. Yes. I do know Eric Orsi very well from his time as a Brooklyn Cyclone. He's a great kid. He would, on his off days, he and a kid named Brian Matwire, they'd jump on city bikes and ride around New York City, just soaking in New York for the first time. That's what happens when you get draft picks from other places. Orsi's a Chicago kid, went to school at University of New Orleans, but wants to soak up the Big Apple. He'd love to soak it up at the big league level, too.
We also just got a warning from the home plate Gabe Morales about waiting for the hitter to be alert. d'Arnaud is ready, and Orsi's pitch is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. d'Arnaud singled and struck out. So 3 runs, 3 hits, and an error for the Braves. 8 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Mets, who will hold their breath on Kodai Senga. It was his leg, not his arm. The 1-0 on the way. Fastball for a called strike. And it's 1-1. Orsi bends down, dangles that right arm as he now brings the hands together. Olson a short lead at first, the 1-1. Swing and a liner to right, hustling towards the line. McNeil, he makes the running catch. 2 men away, and for Eric Orsi, he is now the proud owner of an earned run average.
I mean, think of the relief of that. I know we've been saying it's kind of glib, but that's the first out he's recorded in the major leagues. And how many batters has he faced? What's that, 8 of them? So finally, for Eric Orsi, who in his whole life, in his career, you get to know him, he's been saying, finally, a lot. Beat cancer twice, and it's been a long road to get here for Orsi.
Well, his ERA is a major street not too far from Citi Field, 108. 2 men away, Rosario, a left-hand batter. First pitch, swing and a miss at a changeup, 0-1. Rosario hit into a fielder's choice and flied to left. Olson being held on at first by Alonso. And the 0-1. taken down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Now, what is unique, too, about the Mets, talk about Tyler McGill having to get to the roster tomorrow. Mets will have to make some sort of move. They'll have to make a move, too, for Ryan Stanek to get to the big league roster. So, there may be 2 people on their way out tomorrow.
Forsey gets 1 more out without a run coming in. They'll cut his ERA in half. Man, that would be real progress. The 1-1. Swinging a high pop-up. That should do it. He's going to slice 54 off of his ERA here. Nimmo under it, makes the catch, and that retires the side. So his ERA goes from 108 to 54. And the Braves' run total goes to 3 as they score.
You were hoping to hit a lot of homers this season, Sagittarius, and so far your goal is in sight. The fans and aspiring players are clamoring to know how you smashed the ball so far. So take this time to share all of your tips with your adoring audience. Everyone will be eternally grateful that you were so generous with your career-defining skills.
It is the 4th all-star selection for
How you doing today? The DR is in the house now. Blame it on
And that'll bring up Rizzo, sitting on 299 career home runs. High fly ball, deep right center. That ball is gone. See ya. Home run number 300 for Anthony Rizzo. A 2-run shot, and the Yankees lead 15-5. 161st player in big league history to hit that number 300.
There he goes, taking off for third, swing and miss, trouble on the transfer. He claims third base. It's a new Reds record for swipes before the break, and that's 15 times he has taken third.
Left-handed hitter, guy that's really fast throwing the ball to third base, but the speed of Ellie De La Cruz makes you rush. Trouble getting it out of his glove, the Ellie effect.
Brandon Nimmo leads off bottom of the 6th. Takes a sinker from Aaron Bummer for a called strike. And it's 0-1. It's the Mets 8, the Braves 3. Nimmo, Martinez, and Alonso due up here. And the lefty Bummer deals. And a swing and a miss by Nimmo at a sweeper. And the count 0-2. Brandon has struck out, walked twice, scored twice. But he's just 0 for his last 14 and 4 for his last 39. The 0-2. Swinging a high fly ball to shallow center. Jared Kelenic settles under it, makes the one-hand catch, 1 out. Mets fans, when it comes to heating efficiency, Peerless Boilers and Pavilion Tankless Water Heaters are in a league of their own. So go to PeerlessBoilers.com for more info, and remember, Peerless Boilers are the world's best-built boiler. So with 1 gone, J.D. Martinez, the batter. J.D. at his 9th career grand slam in the 3rd inning, and somewhat typically it was an opposite field shot. First pitch to the right-hand batter, outside and off the glove of Darno for ball 1. He hit it just beyond the outstretched glove of Adam Duvall and onto the top of the Payson Cadillac Club out in right field. 11th home run of the year for Martinez. The 1-1, swing and a miss, or pardon me, now it's 1-1. 1-0 pitch was a sweeper through which J.D. swung. That was the first of 3 home runs that Charlie Morton gave up in the 3rd inning. Vientos got him, and so did Alvarez, after which Morton got the hook. The 1-1 taken outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Pace of the game, well, it's not the quickest, that's for sure. It's brought to you by Optimum, with the fastest fiber internet in the tri-state, speeds up to 8 gig. Optimum, where a local is big time. 2-1. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss at a sweeper. 2-2. Fireworks coming up after the game, although the Mets provided plenty in their 7-run 3rd inning. getting rid of Charlie Morton. Now the 2-2. Swinging a foul off to the right and out of play. You know, if you're Alex Anthopoulos, the general manager of the Braves, you've got this deadline, the trade deadline, approaching Monday. You've got 3 key offensive players out pretty much in long-term injury situations. How desperate are they going to be to retool anything? The 2-2 in the dirt, 3 balls and 2 strikes. I mean, after 6 straight division titles, knowing there's a lot of talent, despite being injured on the big league level and more in the minor leagues, I mean, if you're Anthopoulos, do you say, look, you're not necessarily punting on the year, but you just say, look, this just might be a year when it's not ours, and we'll come back strong next year. Payoff pitch hit hard towards third. Base hit going into left field for J.D. Martinez. A 1-out single. The Mets have their first hit and base runner against Bummer. 1-out single here in the 6th. And Pete Alonso coming up.
Well, on that note, I mean, they did a lot of their moves before the season. They brought in Sale. They brought in Reynaldo Lopez, who have been amazing. They brought this guy in, Bummer, who's been incredible to fortify the bullpen. They went out and got Kelenic to help defensively, offensively, but so many injuries. How do you add?
Pitch to Alonso, taken for a called strike, 0-1.
Strider's done for the year. Max Fried is on the injured list again.
Good reliever Tyler Matzek. Missing him. Oscar Yanoa. And the pitch back. Sweeper for a called strike. It's 0-2 to Alonso. Yanoa, a pitcher who's had elbow issues and has been out all year. Max Fried now with his forearm problem, just placed on the IL a few days ago. 0-2 to Pete, taken outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It just seemed like as soon as they lost Acuna on May 26th, it changed. They've gone 24-27 as soon as he went down.
Right around the time the Mets started to get hot. Here's the 1-2. Fastball down and in. Sliding, stopped by Darno, and it's 2-2. Just think back a couple of years. Remember the Mets had, a 10.5 game lead in the division over the Braves at one point. And then the Braves caught them. They tied at the end of the regular season. The Braves had the tiebreaker, and the Mets became the wild card. 2-2 to Alonso, chopped slowly to third. Riley charges, gloves, throws wide, and a tag was made by Olsen, but then the ball and glove were dislodged from Olsen's hand, and going all the way to third is Martinez, and Alonso safe at first, as that ball was recovered by the right fielder Duvall, and Olsen's lucky he didn't get hurt there.
Absolutely. I mean, unfortunately, as we're talking about injuries, this was one that first baseman hate. It's a throw that draws the glove into the path of the runner, so Olsen catches it. He's off the bag. He's going for the tag, and I guess good on him for just using his momentum to have Alonso hit into his glove and just let the glove come off and not take his wrist with it. And so Olsen dodges one there, but the Mets now have first and third.
It's going to be an error on Austin Riley, his second of the game. And so runners at the corners with 1 man out. Jeff McNeil, the batter. Every time I see a play like that at first base, and Mets fans who go back 30 years or so will know where I'm going. Pitch to McNeil, chopped foul up the first baseline, 0-1. Cliff Floyd, one of our favorite people ever to come through the Mets clubhouse at that time, was a young Montreal Expo. He was playing first base, and Todd Hundley was the runner, and Hundley and Cliff came together right at the wrist of Floyd, and it shattered his wrist. 0-1 to McNeil, swung on and fouled into the mid of Darno. It's 0-2. You pointed out, Keith, that's such a dangerous play for a first baseman. And Cliff Floyd found out firsthand, no pun intended, back in, I believe it was 94 and 95. 0-2 to McNeil, swung on and missed strike 3, a sweeper. And for Bummer, his second strikeout. So 2 out, runners at the corners. Mets leading 8-3 here in the 6th. And Mark Vientos was 2 for 2, a homer, and a bases loaded walk coming up. So Vientos with 3 RBIs tonight.
Well, Vientos, who has barreled up a ball, maybe he'll be the first guy to collect a barrel against Aaron Bummer.
I'm not even going there anymore. First pitch, taken outside corner, a called strike, 0-1. start having a little fun, and then what happens? Out of nowhere, Kodai Senga goes down, and we've not received word yet from the Mets. The 0-1. Breaking ball down and in, 1-1.
Well, to really nerd out, a barrel is a ball that is hit with an expected batting average better than 500 and an expected slugging percentage better than 1,500.
Well, who does the expecting?
Maybe you do now.
Therein lies the problem. The 1-1 to Vientos. Taken down and in, 2 balls and 1 strike. See, the stuff like batting average, home runs, runs batted in, on-base percentage, slugging percentage, they're quantifiable. The rest of it are based on formulas, which are inexact to a point, right? The 2-1 fouled straight down.
Oh, yeah.
Play 2 and 2. I mean, look, they calculate WAR 2 different ways by 2 different organizations. Baseball Reference and what? Facebook? Fangraphs, pardon me. Well, Facebook ought to stick their 2 cents in, too.
That was too funny not to laugh at, Howie. But, yes, I mean, they take your launch angle and exit velocity. They combine the 2, which are real. But, there could be a guy standing there that makes the catch. And then what was supposed to be a 900 batting average is an out.
2-2 to Vientos is an out. He's called out on a sweeper over the outside corner, and that retires the side.
The 3-2. Called strike 3. And the Astros, for a 7th consecutive season, are headed to the American League Championship Series. Presley gets the job done in the 9th, and he leaves Correa in the on-deck circle and sends Houston to the American League Championship Series for a matchup in the Lone Star State with the Texas Rangers. Out away from winning it. Clase 0-2 is fouled into the glove for strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to the National League. The AL's back on top with a 10th win in the last 11 All-Star games.
Well, we saw a little bit of everything. We saw power. We saw power arms. It looked really good for the National League after Shohei Ohtani hit the 3-run homer, but then quickly the American League tied it right out in the bottom of the inning and never looked back.
Grounded to short, homered, flight out to center, 1 for 3. High drive, right field, towards a Petco porch, down the line, and gone! Second straight day, the Padres have walked it off. This time it's the kid, Jackson Merrill, second home run of the day, wins it for the Friars, 5-4.
Slider down and in, that's the danger zone. What a way to complete the sweep.
Shaving that ERA down. It started out as infinity or infinite. Infinity is what they call it.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it's 54 now, so that's progress as we go to the 7th inning, Keith.
And he'll face Adam Duvall to try to lower it even further. Duvall, a right-hand hitter. First to the bottom 3 in the order for the Braves. First pitch, breaking ball. Snaps over for a slider strike. Count 0-1 on Duvall, who has been part of the Braves offense tonight that has been powered by 2 homers. Just got word about the Senga injury, by the way. Here's the 0-1. That's popped in the sky to left. Nimmo stops, now goes back, trotting toward the track. 2 feet on the gravel, makes the catch in deep left center. And there's one away. Well, good on the Mets, because this whole building, you could hear a pin drop when that pop-up went up, and Kodai Senga, who was getting out of the way of the infielders coming together to try to catch the pop-up, his movement to just get off the mound, all of a sudden he grabs at his left calf, and it's a left calf strain, announced the Mets. Here's Alvarez, a righty. First pitch, up and in, and he got him on the shoulder, or the right or the left arm on the tricep. Well, anyway, it was up and in, and Alvarez spins and goes up the first baseline. Now, again, fans were booing when Ozuna took his very long home run trot. But what we've known about Eric Orsi is, as Howie said, he's happy to have an ERA. He's not trying to get in there and go, hey, guess what I'm going to do today? I'm going to retaliate for a nothing homer. So there's a pitch that got away from Orsi. 1-on-1 out now for Orlando Arcia. Mets still up 8-3 in the top of the 7th. Orsi bends in for the side, right arm dangling. First pitch to Arcia, righty to righty. Line deep but foul off the first baseline into the crowd, 0-1. Injury update is brought to you by the Rothenberg Law Firm. If you're injured in an accident, the game plan is simple. Just go to injurylawyer.com. Again, left calf strain is what Kodai Senga left the game with. The severity, of course, not known. Quick throw to first, and Alvarez dives in safely. Well, I will say, too, again, I'm not a doctor. I have never been anywhere near med school, and I don't plan on being anywhere near med school, but you're glad that Kodai didn't reach for his Achilles, which is toward the ankle on the back of the leg. 0-1. Up and in, and that misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. It always seems to be the non-contact injuries that seem to be the scariest. Braves know all about that. Losing Ronald Acuna Jr. not once but twice to an ACL, including this year. And so we don't know the severity of Senga's calf strain, but not great. The 1-1. Howard in the air toward right, not deep. McNeil back a step, though. Straightens and makes the catch for the second out. As we come to you live from the Bob Murphy broadcast booth, proudly presented by Bigelow Tea. Grab a mug and tea proudly. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Mets have an 8-3 lead over Atlanta, and here's Jared Kelenic, the leadoff hitter. Kelenic a walk and 2 strikeouts tonight, a lefty bat. Alvarez still leads from first. Orsi bends in for the sign, now stands tall. A little hunched over, actually, and fires. Pitch misses high for ball 1. Now, obviously, the Mets have made it pretty far without Kodai Senga. We don't know the extent of what's going to happen to him. I hope it's day-to-day, and he's ready for his next start now that the Mets are in a 6-man rotation with maybe an extra day built in, but we don't know yet. The 1-0 to Kelenic coming from Eric Orsi. Outside and high, 2 balls and no strikes. But really, the Mets have gone this year with the likes of Luis Severino and Sean Manaea kind of leading the pack with the starting pitchers. Neither of those 2 guys are number ones, aces, even though they've pitched really well. Senga has that ace-level stuff. The 2-0. Strike on the outside corner, and it's 2-1. I mean, you hear all the time, a mid reliever with number 3, started number 4, started number 5. But when you have a number 1 starter like you do a Kodai Senga, tonight you see what that means. Virtually unhittable. It's kind of what Sale did last night for Atlanta. Just different. 2-1 to Kelenic. Popped up foul back at a play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So we'll make Kodai Senga tonight's top dog of the game with 9 strikeouts, 5 in the 3rd innings in his return. It's presented by the Farmer's Dog. Real food, made fresh, delivered. 8-3 Mets in the 7th. Runner at first, 2 outs. 2-2 on Kelenic. Or is he a deep breath? Now the pitch. Nub and foul at the first base line, and it stays 2-2. Again, Tyler McGill's supposed to pitch tomorrow. Mets need to make a move for him to get him onto the roster. They've also traded with the Mariners tonight for Ryan Stanek, a relief pitcher, for a minor league outfielder named Rylan Thomas. So Stanek is en route to New York. 2-2 on Kelenic, the lefty. Pitch. Outside and high, or as he misses. And it's 3-2. Mets are getting Adam Ottavino up. And the Braves getting lefty A.J. Minter up. Aaron Bummer has done his thing over 2 innings. Mets infield is back. And around to the right, or is he's going to step off here. And with Alvarez at first and a 3-2 count, 2 outs, Alonso's going to play behind him and let Alvarez run as soon as Orsi deals home. Mets up by 5 in the 7th. Orsi comes set, runner goes, payoff pitch, swung on and missed, got him on a changeup. Eric Orsi, with his first major league strikeout, retires a former...
Time for the great mascot race. pitch. And they're off. They're neck and neck. Look at them go. Listen to the cheers. They're heading for home. It's too close to call. Here's the play at the plate. It's Lucille. Congratulations on winning the great mascot race.
Deep to left field, going back for show, turning, looking, see ya! A two-run home run for Lewis. High fly ball, right field and deep. Springer back, turning, looking, see ya! He's done it again! Back-to-back home runs for Lewis, and it's 3-0 Twins.
The #1 pick for a reason.
To right center field and deep. On its way, and it is gone at Fenway Park. Mike Yastrzemski. And how about your son hitting a home?
Network.
Peerless Boilers wants to keep you in heat and hot water. So check out Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers, and Pavilion tankless water heaters, the world's best built tankless water heaters. Learn about both at peerlessboilers.com. And remember, Peerless Boilers are the world's best built boilers.
Go to the bottom of the 7th inning at Citi Field. The Mets leading the Braves 8-3. A.J. Minter on for Atlanta. His first pitch to Jose Iglesias was fouled back. So he's set with the 0-1. And the next pitch. Popped up foul back and out of play. And the count 0-2. Iglesias, Alvarez, Taylor. Mets go 7-8-9. Already sporting an 8-3 lead. They will need 6 more outs from their bullpen. Meanwhile, Atlanta's needed a lot more from their bullpen. And their starter, Charlie Morton, got knocked out in the 3rd inning. 0-2. Hit Iglesias down and in. Caught him on the front foot. And Iglesias goes popping up and down. And now rips off the shin guard and smiles at Travis d'Arnaud. Now, we've seen a couple guys in the last, hour get hit by a pitch. Nacho Alvarez just got popped up and in by Orzi. Iglesias hit by a pitch. Remember, Ozuna got hit by a pitch in the 1st inning.
And then he pimped that home run later on, too, with his team down 8-2, made it 8-3.
So as we've thought, maybe things are bubbling, not quite, when we see Iglesias and d'Arnaud both smiling at each other. So Iglesias is on. Here's Alvarez. Minter, the lefty, is set. Pitch to Francisco. Down and in with a fastball, 1 ball and no strikes.
And I personally, Keith, would not expect the Mets to do anything to Ozuna or even display any obvious disgust at his home run truck. Because why wake these guys up? Simple as that. These teams are going in opposite directions here.
1-0. Swing and a miss at a changeup. The count 1 ball and 1 strike. And when you deal with that, as the Mets did with retaliation in the first series of the season against Milwaukee, Yohan Ramirez, remember him throwing at Rhys Hoskins of the Brewers? He got suspended. There's a 1-1. On the inside corner, a changeup strike, and it's 1-2.
Man, that was this year.
Right. He just got DFA'd by the Dodgers, by the way, so he's out there, Yohan Ramirez. Alvarez calls for time. He'd been pitching with the Dodgers, actually, for a long time. Long time considering what the life cycle is like for relief pitchers, who are the 26th man on the roster. 1-2 on Alvarez. Runner at first, nobody out. Bottom 7. 8-3 Mets lead. And the Atlanta lefty A.J. Minter deals. Down low in the dirt with a changeup. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And not that if a pitcher like the Mets retaliated, they'd lose somebody to a long suspension like Edwin Diaz's suspension. 10 games, no change on the roster. I don't even know why we're talking about these hypotheticals, but the Mets don't want to mess around with any more suspensions. The 2-2 to Alvarez. Swinging a hard shot to short, grabbed on one hop by Arcia, flipped to second one. Alvarez to first in time to get Alvarez. And that's a double play that goes 6-4-3. Nacho Alvarez turning it at second to get Francisco Alvarez, the batter. Scoreboard update brought to you by Food Bazaar. Shop local, eat global with Food Bazaar Supermarket. Foodbazaar.com. Bazaar seems to be the word of the night up here. Cleveland 3, Philly 1 the final there, so the Guardians beat the Phillies. Ben Lively, not Blake, 6 innings, 1 run. Emmanuel Clase's 32nd save. Here's Tyrone Taylor, the righty. First pitch fastball rings into the knees for a called strike. Baltimore had an early lead on San Diego, but now the Padres are up 4-2 in the bottom of the 7th. Jurickson Profar, who has been on a resurgence this year, has hit his 17th home run. 0-1 to Taylor. That's low and away. The count 1 ball and 1 strike. By the way, the Mets wake up this morning just a half game back of Atlanta, but 10 back of Philly. Padres right now are the 3rd wild card team. Minter lifts and deals. Taylor pops it up foul first base side, soaring into the seats downstairs. Padres just no-hit the Nationals yesterday. Dylan Cease with a no-no. Tonight, Washington has not only gotten a hit, but has scored. It is 5-3 St. Louis, though, in the top of the 3rd. Home runs from Mason Wynn and Nolan Arenado. 1-2 pitch. That's low to Taylor, down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here, the Mets up 8-3 on Atlanta. They won last night in extra innings. All big tonight thanks to a touchdown in the 3rd inning. Here's a 2-2 to Taylor. Swinging a high fly ball, right center field, not deep. Duvall over, now working in. Makes the one-hand catch, reaching in front of his body for the final out. And Minter, the...
And he's going. The throw down is late. The Atlanta Braves career stolen base record belongs to Ronald Acuna Jr. That's number 190.
I'm wondering if he knows he's in a pretty deep conversation over there, and the fans giving him the ovation that he deserves, almost if someone told him, hey, man, take a look at the big board. You are now the boss of stolen bases here in Atlanta.
Hit high in the air to center, hit pretty well, sending Jake Myers back, still going back near the wall. What a catch by Jake! He's done it again! Jake robbed Byron Buxton, and now he takes one away from Riley Green.
Jake going back and taking away some extra bases. He had to turn around over his right shoulder to into his left shoulder and then leaped up and made the play, and he was pumped.
From the minute the Astros reported that last out and won the World Series, the Phillies were singularly focused on getting back to the World Series. And step 1 of that process has been completed. The Phillies 7-1 win the wild card over the Marlins and now get to face the Braves.
This team is built to win.
It's a Spahar way back to right field. Soto doesn't even move.
On Atlanta, and Adam Ottavino comes on. Mets needing 6 outs to try to wrap this one up. And Howie, again, if they do, they will vault ahead of the Braves in the wild card standings.
Yep, which is no small achievement considering that at least as far as the Braves are concerned, the Mets were 10 games behind them at the end of May. But now Adam Ottavino, who has a chance to reestablish himself, faces Marcell, or at least Austin Riley. The first pitch is taken for a called strike, 0-1. Riley, then Ozuna, and then Olsen here in this 8th inning. And the 0-1 from Ottavino to the right-hand batter, way outside, goes to the backstop, 1 ball and 1 strike. And if you missed the news earlier, the Mets have picked up right-hand pitcher Ryan Stanek from the Seattle Mariners. Stanek had some back spasms couple of weeks ago, but I'm sure the Mets are not concerned about any long-term issue there. He should join the Mets, I would think, by tomorrow. The 1-1 on the way, swing and a miss at a cutter, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Seattle's in Chicago,
right.
so that's. I'm sure he's thrilled. That's about a short flight you can get unless you were home.
Lots of flights from O'Hare or Midway if you're coming to New York. 1-2 to Riley, swinging a pop foul, straight back out of play. Ryan Stanek spells his first name R-Y-N-E. Well, he was actually named after Ryan Sandberg. The irony there is that Stanek and his parents are from St. Louis, and they're Cardinals fans. And they named him after the Cub, Ryan Sandberg. 1-2 on the way. Foul back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Your predecessor in the seat you occupy right now, Wayne Randazzo, grew up in Chicago, was a Cubs fan as a kid. And every time Ryan Stanek came into a game, Wayne giddily explained that he was named for Mr. Sandberg, owner of the Sandberg game. 1-2 to Riley. Swinging a liner down the right field line. Hustling over is McNeil. Makes the running catch. 1 man away. Nice play by Jeff McNeil. Going glove side over towards the line, and that's the first out.
Well, when we were at Wrigley in June, they put up a statue of Ryan Sandberg over that weekend. That was really kind of a cool weekend to be around. Just revisiting that Sandberg game and how masterful it was. Bob Costas was there at the ceremony. He also called the game of the week at the time. A lot of people were watching those games.
And a lot of people booing Ozuna here because of that home run and how he went around the bases last time. First pitch by Ottavino, swung out and missed a cutter, 0-1. And a lot of the fans put a little extra energy into the booing, assuming they know of Ozuna's recent history, during which he was in a domestic violent incident. The 0-1. That's in for a called strike. Good looking sweeper. It's 0-2. Charged with domestic violence by his wife. Also got a DUI after that fact, if I'm not mistaken. And yet the Braves stayed with him. And it's 0-2. He's a Triple Crown candidate this year. The pitch, swinging a foul off the netting near the first base dugout. Mets dugout. Ozuna, 3rd in the league in average, 2nd in home runs, and he leads the league in RBIs. The homer was his 29th, and the RBI his 81st. Of course, Aaron Judge is the major league leader in homers and RBIs. 8-3 Mets were in the 8th, 1 out, nobody on. 0-2 to Ozuna. Way outside. That's the second one that Ottavino's thrown to the backstop. And so the count now 1-2. But, with the injury to Dednell Nunez, certainly Buto won't be available, I wouldn't think. Perhaps as many as the next 3 games, including this one. Ottavino's going to get some later inning work. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a dribbler foul over by the Mets dugout. I'm sure that Ryan Stanek will get a lot of the assignments that Nunez would have gotten in the immediate future, at least. As the Mets look to see what they have with Stanek. He's been around, and he's got postseason experience, too, which is good. He's been in 23 postseason games. The 1-2. Swing and a foul back to the screen. Came in there with a fastball near the hands. He was with the Astros when they won what we assume was their legitimate World Series 2 years ago.
It's kind of like the Phil Maton idea. Maton wasn't with them in 17, Houston, but he was there a couple of years ago when they made their playoff pushes. So David Stearns doesn't mind going to get guys who have at least the stomach for some big innings.
1-2. Now the pitch to Ozuna. Breaking ball, chop foul, third base side. Don't forget to stay tuned after the game for the Verizon Mets postgame show. Verizon, the network New York City relies on. I'm sure Pat will have any up-to-date information that might come in on Kodai Senga after the initial diagnosis of a calf strain. ST is in Thomas, calf strain. And those things tend to linger a little bit. The 1-2 on the way. Breaking ball hit in the air to shallow right. It's going to fall in for a base hit. So Ozuna reaches for a sweeper, dumps it into right field. And here's from the crowd as he's at first base with his second hit of the game, a 1-out single. And that'll bring up Matt Olson.
And he just swings that bat like a toothpick. And it stays in the zone for such a long time that even when he doesn't read the right pitch and he swings maybe a little bit ahead of a sweeper like he did on that one, again, the bat is in the plane on the plane for so long that he just gets a piece of it and floats into right.
Well, when you think of Ozuna, when he came up with the Marlins, it just reinforces how fragile this game is and the players can be. Matt Olson takes a breaking ball for a called strike, 0-1. Consider that the Marlins, and never mind their issues and all of the players they've let get away or traded, but they had an outfield of Ozuna, Christian Yelich, and Giancarlo Stanton, all young, terrific players. The 0-1 taken outside a sweeper, 1-1. Well, Ozuna's had a host of injuries. His shoulder is basically done. That's why he's a DH full-time now. Christian Yelich has had back problems. They've popped up again. 1-1. Pitch to Olson. Swinging a foul straight back out of play. The count 1-2. And, of course, Giancarlo Stanton's on the injured list every year, as he is now, with a hamstring injury. And I think Yelich is having surgery on that back again, right?
I think he's trying to go it without back surgery for the rest of this year.
They've recommended it, I guess, that he's going to need another one sooner or later?
Yes.
That's unfortunate. 1-2 on the way. A fastball outside. Pops out of the mid of Alvarez, who scrambles back to get it. And Ozuna holds at first. It's 2-2 with the Mets leading 8-3 and one out here in the 8th.
Ken Rosenthal reported yesterday that Yelich is going to rest and rehab, but off-season surgery is a strong possibility.
What a shame. And he looked like he was close to being back this year.
Agreed.
He had some runs some years back. Late season. 2-2 to Olson. Breaking ball popped in the air, foul, third base side. Hustling over Vientos. It's way beyond his reach in the seats. One of the best stretch drives I can remember in baseball since, 1961 anyway, when I started watching, was in 67, when Carl Yastrzemski just basically put the Boston Red Sox on his back and took them to the American League pennant. Yelich had a September that was every bit as impressive some years ago with the Brewers. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball outside, full count.
He's interesting, too, because now you have the Brewers, who are probably out on the market for at least a left-handed outfielder, left-handed DH, which is what Yelich was doing. And I know that's kind of where the Mets were looking, too. And Jesse Winker's been a name that's popped up, and Winker's already been in Milwaukee before.
3-2, the payoff pitch to Olson. Pulled foul, first base side. By the way, Mike Puma is reporting on X or Twitter. Does anybody call it X? Well, anyway, Mike Puma's reporting.
Cool kids.
Yeah, let's just say Mike Puma's reporting on social media, but it is X. Now, the Mets may have some interest in bringing Michael Conforto back. Certainly, you could see where they might be interested in a left-hand hitting outfielder, extra, pinch hitter. Payoff pitch, breaking ball, line to right. That's a base hit. Olson jumps on the sweeper. Ozuna goes to second and stops there. So Ottavino's gotten a fly ball out and back-to-back singles. Mets leading here 8-3. But Jeremy Hefner is going to head out to the mound as Travis d'Arnaud is coming up next. And while they yak it up out there, we'll pause for station ID on the WCBS Mets Radio Network.
New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut's home for news, traffic, weather, and the Mets. This is WCBS and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Howie Rose, Keith Radd with you at Citi Field. Mets jumped on the Braves for 7 runs in the third inning after Atlanta had taken a 2-0 lead. It is 8-3 New York. And Adam Ottavino will work with runners at first and second, one out here. And Travis d'Arnaud coming up. 4:10 start tomorrow. Tylor Megill will need to be added to the roster. Who knows? He could wind up replacing Senga if that calf strain is to the point where the Mets feel he's going to need a couple of weeks. It's, with all the machinations we were speculating about, very possible that Megill might just take the roster spot of Senga, but that'll be decided upon tomorrow. Spencer Schwellenbach will start for the Braves. Here's d'Arnaud. First pitch, foul back to the screen, 0-1. One of the oldest axioms or sayings, really, in baseball is, and it's such a cliche, but it's a truism. You can never have enough pitching. And here are the Mets planning to go to a 6-man rotation. Well, since they made that decision, Scott's gone down, maybe Senga now. The 0-1 swung on and missed a sweeper 0-2, and that's why we were talking on the air a few nights ago about how, yeah, you can plan to go to a 6-man rotation, but trying to find 6 healthy starters who can pitch in rotation lately is quite the challenge. The Mets will have the benefit of some off days at the beginning and end of their upcoming long West Coast trip. The 0-2, breaking ball swung on and missed strike 3, a high sweeper. Dardo swings through it, and that's the first strikeout for Ottavino. 2 men away, and Eddie Rosario coming up.
Well, down that front, too, with Tyler McGill, while he's been in AAA and the Mets have had healthy starters, there's been a question, well, why don't they make McGill into a reliever? Throw him into the bullpen. You need help back there, but the Mets looking ahead are thinking, well, just in case somebody goes down, we have somebody stretched out, and that's exactly what they have now with a stretched out McGill.
So here's Rosario, left-hand batter. Ottavino deals a sweeper in for a called strike, 0-1. Rosario 0 for his last 12, reached on a fielder's choice and scored, and twice has flied to left. That's about hit the Braves 8-5. Braves have made the only 2 errors. It's 8-3 New York. And the 0-1. Fouled off to the left and out of play downstairs. So no balls and 2 strikes to count. On fireworks night here at Citi Field, 34,673 the paid attendance. That's about 130 fans or so, fewer than they had last night, almost an identical total. 0-2. Ottavino checks the runners. Now the pitch. Swing and a foul down the left field line, and that'll slice into the seats downstairs. 4-game series, the finale of which will be on Sunday afternoon at 1:40. David Peterson will take a 5-0 record against Reynaldo Lopez, who's been great for the Braves. 7-4, a 2.12 ERA. 0-2 to Rosario. Now the pitch. Breaking ball down and in, 1-2. Mets have lefty Jake Diekman throwing in the bullpen. Righty Jesse Chavez is throwing for Atlanta. So 1-2 to the veteran Eddie Rosario. Ottavino ready. Now the pitch. Breaking ball, chop foul down off the leg of Rosario, and on we go. Ottavino, the 3rd pitcher the Mets have used. I don't think Senga was going to go beyond the 6th inning anyway, but he was on such cruise control, having retired 10 in a row, 6 by a strikeout when he injured his calf. Borzi went an inning and 2/3. And now Ottavino in his first inning of work has allowed 2 hits. There are 2 out. Runners lead second and first. Ottavino ready. And the 1-2 to Rosario. Breaking ball hit hard towards second. Picked on one hop by a diving Iglesias. Up and throwing in time. Side retired. Beautiful play by Jose Iglesias. Stretched out right at the edge of the outfield grass. And the Braves come up empty in the 8th. 2 hits, 2 left. Middle of the 8th inning. The Mets 8, the Braves 3. On the WCBS Mets Radio Network. Driven by your...
Payoff in a big spot right here. Sends it deep the other way. Donovan backing up to the track, to the wall. And Pavin Smith hits one off the wall. This will get 2 runs home. 8-1. Pavin Smith the other way. And Pavin trying to unload. Sends one out to right. And it's in the bullpen for a grand slam for Pavin Smith. And it's 14-1.
He's having quite a night. 6 RBIs.
There he goes, taking off for third, swing and miss, trouble on the transfer. He claims third base. It's a new Reds record for swipes before the break, and that's 15 times he has taken third.
Left-handed hitter, guy that's really fast throwing the ball to third base, but the speed of Ellie De La Cruz makes you rush. Trouble getting it out of his glove, the Ellie effect.
2 outs, 9th inning. Sewall to strike away. Here he comes. Cave, a fly ball to right field. Over is Carroll. He's got it. And the Arizona Diamondbacks are headed to the World Series. The Diamondbacks have won the National League pennant. And the Fall Classic will return to the desert for the first time in 22 years.
High fly ball. Deep center. Cows are back. Track. Wall. See ya. Back-to-back. Soto and Judge.
They move into the first wild card spot position in the National League. Still 59 to go after this one. But Jesse Chavez, outstanding right-handed reliever, on to pitch now to Francisco Lindor, who takes a called strike. The cutter, it's 0-1, and Francisco might well be putting his 10-game hitting streak on the line here. He's 0 for 3 and being hit by a pitch. And the 0-1 down and in near his leg again, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Kodai Senga, certainly the thriving player of the game. 1-1 to Lindor, pulled on the ground foul, first base line. And the count 1-2. That's brought to you by Thrivewell Infusion, New York's premier infusion and injection center, saving lives drip by drip. Visit ThrivewellInfusion.com. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with a cutter. And unless the Mets have a big inning here, or a bad one in the 9th, it'll probably end Lindor's 10-game hitting streak. So 1 up, 1 down, and it'll bring up Brandon Nimmo. Nimmo is 0 for 2, but he's also walked twice and scored. B.J. Minter pitched the scoreless 7th inning. Nimmo hits one on the ground to short, right at Orlando Arcia. Throws to first in time, so quickly 2 men away. DJ Stewart's going to come up now and hit for J.D. Martinez. DJ hitting for J.D. Martinez also thrived in this game with 3 for 4, including his 9th career grand slam. Stewart batting just a .177 with 5 homers and 19 runs batted in. This is the designated hitter spot, so it's not about DJ playing a position in the 9th inning. First pitch taken down and in for ball 1. Pete Alonso on deck. Now the 1-0, and that's in for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. 45 innings, Jesse Chavez has pitched to an earned run average of 1.8. 1-1 record on the year. Pitch. Missed inside to Stewart. And the count now 2 balls and 1 strike.
Jesse Chavez in a little less than a month from now, August 21st, will turn 41 years young.
And he's pitching very well. Pitch to Stewart is in for a called strike, a cutter, and it's 2-2.
Pretty amazing. 17 years in the majors, just like Charlie Morton, staying healthy all the way, pretty much.
2 40-year-olds pitching for the Braves tonight. 2-2 pitch, fouled back to the screen. And the count remains even on DJ Stewart.
Chavez has pitched with 9 teams, and before the beginning of the year, I think at Braves social media asked him to name all the teams he's been with throughout the years, and he got them all right year by year. Which, if you look at where he's been, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but now could he name all of his teachers in high school? 2-2 to Stewart. Punch towards third. Picked by Riley. Fires across in time. Side retired. Nothing across at the end of 8. It's the Mets 8.
Listen, I've been following you for a while, man. Bottom line is you get your A swing off and generate a lot of pop.
I just want to go.
I'm getting this A to B.
Oh, man. Straight to the ball, barrel. Hitting the ball is the hardest thing to do. I'm a person from 0-0. I'm looking for spin. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to look for spin, but I'm going to time up a fastball. 0-0. If you spin it, I'm swinging. Like, if you spin it in the middle, I'm going to destroy it.
fly ball to right field, tagging up. It'll be Yoshida. He will scamper in to score. And there's a shot down the line. He hooks that one all the way to the track.
They have a day, Sadon. Double, then clears them.
And that ball is out of here. What a day for Sadon Rafaela. There's a drive. That one sucked. Dahlbeck will score. 7 RBIs for Sadon Rafaela.
Drill deep to right field. There it goes. See ya. Second deck. High fly ball. Right field. Abreu back. On the track. See ya. A long home run for Rice. Driven out to right field and deep. There it goes. What a day for Ben Rice. His 3rd home run. Another 3-run shot.
This is what you stay.
Your varies by configuration. See owner's manual for important safety information. Well-qualified lessees, 2024 Pathfinder SB 4-wheel drive. $6,259 initial payment excludes tax, title, license, and $695 acquisition fee. Disposition fee due at lease send. Take from new dealer stock. Call 1-888-858-8319 for offer details. And 73124.
Well, we go to the 9th inning where the Mets out in front of the Braves 8-3. And the new pitcher for the Mets is Jake Diekman, who struggled pretty much the entirety of this season until Tuesday night with a dog-tired Mets team after that long, circuitous, well, not circuitous as much as just delayed to an aggravating extent, return home from Miami. Jake Diekman, with Diaz unavailable, wound up saving the Mets 3-2 win over the Yankees. He's facing Adam Duvall to lead off the 9th, and the first pitch sweeper in for a called strike, 0-1. But Diekman's strikeout of Aaron Judge when Juan Soto was at first and Judge was the winning run at the plate, catching him looking, that'll be a very memorable at-bat. The 0-1 hit in the air to straightaway center. Back goes Taylor. This ball's going to go, and it's gone. It pops into and then out of the home run apple casing in straightaway center field. Adam Duvall with his 2nd home run of the game. You might be thinking, well, better Duvall now than Judge then. But in any event, it cuts the Mets' lead to 8-4.
That's exactly it, Howie. I mean, that's the kind of swing that everybody was on the edge of their seats hoping didn't happen, or some hoping did happen against Jake Diekman in that Subway Series. But now it's 8-4 instead of game over like it would have been the other night in the Bronx.
6th home run allowed by Diekman in 30 innings, who comes in with a 5.1 ERA. It's a non-save situation. Nico Alvarez takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. So 8-4 New York. And don't forget to stay tuned after the game for the Verizon Mets postgame show with Pat McCarthy. Verizon, the network New York City relies on. 1-0 pitch. Alvarez swings and misses at a fastball. And the count 1-1. Orlando Arcia due up next for Atlanta. Braves in danger now of losing their 6th game in a row. The 1-1 taken outside. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Braves have not had a 6-game losing streak this year. And now Edwin Diaz is starting to loosen up in the Mets bullpen. 2-1 pitch, pop foul, straight back out of play into the 2nd deck, and it's 2-2.
Even in a 4-run game, you're dealing with the bottom of the order here. A couple guys get on. All of a sudden, Riley, Ozuna, and Olsen are batting with guys on base. Grand slam could change the game. You don't want to do it, but the Mets have to get Diaz up.
2-2 pitch. Swing and an emergency swing produces a foul ball into the Mets dugout on the first base side. That's shot in there in a hurry. You know, last night there was a little bit of consternation about sending Jose Butto out for a 3rd inning of work. But Mets manager Carlos Mendoza said, look, we got to win this game right now, especially the way that Chris Sale was going. 2-2 to Alvarez, taken down and in, 3-2. And Sale was dealing last night, and yet the Mets found a way. And Carlos was not going to take a chance on letting that one get away. And he's obviously of a similar mind tonight with Diaz loosening up now. 3-2 pitch is in there. Strike 3 called. Alvarez frozen by a fastball to the knees, and Diekman has the first out. That is 12 strikeouts recorded by Mets pitching in this game. So one gone. And now Arcia, who is 0 for 3. 4:10 game tomorrow. Tyler McGill for the Mets. Spencer Schwellenbach for the Braves. First pitch on the way. And Arcia skips away from a pitch down and in. And the count 1 ball and no strikes. That ball got away from Francisco Alvarez, too. Went to the backstop. So Diekman sweeps a little dirt off of the rubber. Jake making his 42nd appearance of the year. Diaz is throwing in the Mets bullpen, and he generally doesn't need a lot of time. The 1-0 line to right, a base hit. He may not give him much more time. McNeil fires in, and Arcia is aboard with a 1-out single. And in this 8-4 game, Jared Kelenic will be next.
Well, this is
and
one...
they're going to hit for Kelenic, pardon me. It is going to be Ramon Laureano in a lefty-righty move, a right-handed batter to hit for the left-hand hitting Kelenic.
Sorry, Howie, but I'm thinking the Mets are thinking, Brooks Raley gone. That was months ago at this point. They have Diekman, a lefty, both Youngs, Alex and Danny, but it seems like a lefty might be on the horizon for somebody else they go find at the trade deadline, just to bolster it up.
Well, here's Laureano. And the first pitch to him is in for a called strike. A fastball, 0-1. Laureano was the runner yesterday in the 9th inning who broke for the plate on a squeeze play designed by he and Jared Kelenic. And Kelenic, he just showed bunt, pulled it back. Laureano was hung out to dry. The 0-1 swung on and missed 0-2. There was some thought, too, that had Laureano, when he realized that ball was not put into play by Kelenic, had he gone right back to third base, might have been able to make it. But he was put out in a rundown. 0-2 the count to him. Now the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Diekman going away with a changeup. Now Laureano has certainly had better 24-hour periods than this last one. 2 men away, Braves down to their last out, and Austin Riley will be next.
Laureano chased a couple of pitches, which when you're up there with Diekman, you don't want to chase. Make him come to you, and Laureano handed a couple of strikes to him on a platter.
He was chasing in the outfield last night, too, when he overran McNeil's ball, which ended the game. Well, here's Austin Riley. Braves down to their last out. First pitch, in for a called strike, a sweeper, 0-1. Arcia, the runner at first. The Mets are paying him no mind. Alonso is playing deep with a right-hand batter up and way off the line. So if Arcia wants second, I suppose he can take it. 0-1 the count. Diekman to the belt. The pitch. Swing and a miss and a changeup, and it's 0-2. And here come the fans. 34,673, almost in unison, rise to their feet. The Mets 8, the Braves 4. 2 out, top of the 9th inning. Diekman comes to the belt. Now the 0-2 to Riley. Arcia runs, pitch taken high. 1-2, and Arcia goes to second on defensive indifference. So that takes the force off. But it's 1-2 now to Riley. The crowd no less enthusiastic. They're pumped again. Diekman to the belt. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Put it in the box. Diekman gets Riley with a fastball, and the New York Mets have taken over the first wild card position in the National League as they have jumped over the Atlanta Braves. The Braves have lost their 6th in a row. The Mets have now won 5 straight games. In the 9th inning for Atlanta, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. The final score, the New York Mets 8, the Atlanta Braves 4. Back to talk about it in a moment on the WCBS Mets Radio Network, driven by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Roofing contractors GAF Timberline HDZ shingles at Riverhead Building Supply deliver the look homeowners want and ease of installation for you. Timberline HDZ shingles feature the Strike Zone nailing area that helps you save time. Visit rbscorp.com.
Labor is Local 731 has been responsible for some of the biggest and most celebrated infrastructure projects in New York City, like the rebuild of the World Trade Center.